Do it. Hello and welcome to the second episode of Speedrunners Dragons, the show where I lead your favorite speedrunners on a daring adventure through a dastardly tabletop world of my creation. My name is adef, and I'll be your dungeon master tonight. Joining us, as always, are Dannyb 21892, Dangers, TheBlackastic, and Patty. Every other Monday night at 6 p.m. Eastern here on twitch.tv/adef, the four of them will be attempting to save the secluded nation of Solace. Before we get started, I should note that the full first episode is up on our YouTube channel. Typing !S and D in the chat or clicking the Speedrunners and Dragons panel below the stream will take you to our YouTube channel. So subscribe to that, and you know the classic, turn on the bell. If you ever miss an episode live, you can always catch the full upload there after the fact. Also, please take a moment this evening to follow the players. At any point tonight, type !follow in the chat to be linked to each of their Twitch channels. These lads are all accomplished lads, and you should definitely drop them a follow. And now, I think, without further ado, let's get started. So, last time on Speedrunners and Dragons, the Dragonborn barbarian Grum and the Kenku rogue Gouger found themselves in a tavern in the humble town of Silesia after completing a job. This town, situated in the western half of the nation of Solace, is home to many fair folk. The two were minding their own business, attempting to read a menu at the Furrowed Fletching, when a series of events led to their meeting the tiefling paladin Lucius and the half-elf paladin Caius. The two had clearly just come from some kind of battle. All was seeming calm when a small gnome woman burst into the bar claiming her books had been stolen. After our heroes retrieved her valuable items, the thieves, cloaked in green, seemed to destroy themselves to prevent capture. Having been strangely blamed for the thievery, the four were urged to hide out in the inn above the Furrowed Fletching. But then, when an anonymous note claiming their innocence is slipped under their door, they set out on a late-night escapade to meet their secret ally. The man turned out to be an elven priest named Gleelock, garbed in red. The priest of Salis claimed that the thieves had a hideout in a local feed store. Following a well-executed example of the agreed-upon signal by Gouger, he and the others followed Gleelock to Calyx Foods and Feeds, where, after a fight with some skeletons and much talk about shellfish, I think, oysters, clams, something like that, Gleelock was swiftly stabbed by a menacing figure cloaked in green. Our four heroes heard Gleelock's final words, were entrusted with his most prized possession, a Silesian insignia, and made chase after the man in green. After freeing a frightening demon-like monster from the man's control, they confronted him atop the tower of the Palace of Solace. After he threatened them and took flight on his dragon, the four solved a rather tricky puzzle involving the story of the great magical heroes of Shalane's past. Our four heroes now find themselves viewing a great beam of light emitting from the pillar before them and blazing deep into the woods below. Welcome to Episode 2 of Speedrunners and Dragons. Okay, guys, I think you can unmute.
Hello.
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 Salutations. Yeah, salutations.
At any point during tonight's stream, just like last time, you know, my computer, she's chugging as hard as she can. She's pushing along, but if any issues come up, I do have the chat up on my phone here. So if you find any audio issues, stuttering, or anything like that, please do let us know in the chat, and I will work oh so steadfast to fix it. But yeah, here we go. So guys, it's all you. This beam of light is shooting deep into the woods below to the you were facing east, so to the west, southwest of you.
What do you guys think that is?
Fun.
It's definitely fun, all right. I've never seen anything like it.
Should we go check it out?
I'd be down to.
I would follow the wise barbarian on this one.
You'd do well to watch your tongue.
What is the fastest way off of this roof? Should we just climb back down the way we came?
Yeah, so the fastest way would be to just take the sort of staircase down the side you took up.
Yeah, I'd be down for that. I'm down
All
for
right.
a lot of things today.
I'm gonna go ahead and walk in the front.
All right, I'll follow. Let us ascend.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So as you descend the stairs, you know, you feel the power surging through you from this recent big battle where you ended up thwarting the enemy's plan really, really well, and also this puzzle that you solved. You know, you have a great feeling of something is starting here. So you make it down the stairs, and you are able to, you know, walk pretty quickly to the forest's edge, which is right behind this. I said palace before, but like the temple. The line of the woods is right there, so you're able to enter, you know, pretty quickly, and you can still see the like blue light, beam of light above you going into the trees.
Do we hear anything strange as we approach?
No, there's kind of like the humming of the light that you can see, so there's sort of like an audio cue that you could follow in order to stay with the beam, but other than that, really nothing out of the ordinary. Also, just in case you forgot, it's like early morning. The sun is just peeking over the east, so, you know, it's maybe 9 a.m.
We have that map still, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where is that?
It's pinned in the Discord.
Aha. Excellent.
Also, just for the four of you, I cannot see the messages in general, so I don't know what that was in the hash general, but hopefully it's unimportant because I can't see it. Okay, so, yeah. Mid-morning, the woods are before you, the beam ahead of you.
All right. Well, I am just continuing to walk. I have my longsword drawn, approaching at a steady pace.
Yeah, what is your walking order, by the way?
I think I'm in front right now.
I'm behind him.
I'm in the back, baby.
Yep.
Word. So, as you walk through the woods, the morning sun rising in the east, its rays begin to peek through the canopy above you. The light warms your backs and begins to fill you with confidence from your previous 2 devilish encounters. Having entered the woods roughly where you judge the light to land, you see another smaller pedestal, so sort of the same, maybe made around the same time as the pedestal on the temple, but this one is shorter and thinner. It's sort of like almost like the size of a banister you would see, and it's covered in moss and vines climbing up the sides, and the light hits the top of the stone pedestal and stops. Its luminance is all absorbed by this like gray stone.
Well, let's check it out. See what else we can find out about this.
I approach the pedestal and carefully, from arm's length, stick the tip of my sword through the light and just wave it back and forth and see if anything happens.
Okay. So as you do this, trying to like reflect the beam, maybe, you know, it glints in some directions and definitely bounces its light, and your sword is quite shiny. However, nothing really happens.
Can I take out the sort of holy symbol or amulet that we
Sure.
used in our last encounter?
Yeah. And there is, you know, upon closer inspection, you know, like brushing aside some of the like moss on top of it, you do see another sort of circular kind of divot in the pedestal.
Is it the same indentation? Like, would I be able to place it upon there?
It's actually bigger than, but you could definitely fit the amulet in.
Can I try to some avail?
Sure. So you place the amulet in the sort of divot, and nothing appears to immediately happen, but if Gouger and Grum could roll perception.
All right. Oh, baby. Nat 20.
What? First roll? Why?
I may have rolled a 4.
Excellent.
No, not even. I rolled a 3.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers.
Very good.
Cheers.
I perceived incorrectly.
Grum, you notice a butterfly passing by. It catches the sunlight really
It's
nicely.
Pretty.
You have a moment.
Guys, look at the pretty butterfly.
You have a moment of
What's
natural
going on?
clarity. And Gouger, you see that in the moment when Caius places the insignia into the pedestal, sort of like an emanation of light similar to the color of the beam, you sort of catch behind you to the left.
I see. Well,
How perceptive.
Yeah. It must be the bird's eye vision.
Yes.
Yeah. Eyes of the hawk.
Well, I saw something over there. Should we go check it out?
Yeah, what did you see?
It was almost like the same kind of light, but from the bushes on this side.
If you would
Well,
lead,
we
then I'll
should've-
surely follow.
Yeah, I lead the way. I
Sure.
go
I
right to where I
retrieve the
saw.
amulet from the pedestal before heading forth.
Ah, cheers. So, Gouger, as you make it to the sort of thicket where you saw the light coming from, and you maybe sort of start to like brush through it, deep within the bush, you can see a pulsating light, like almost coming from a sphere, and it looks like a physical object.
Oh, interesting. So I'm digging through the bushes and kind of uncover this thing. Can I pick it up?
Sure.
Well, I do that. Now it's in my hands.
Excellent.
Do I see more of the light?
What you're holding now is sort of this, it's like a spherical piece of glass almost, and there's some moss on it and some dirt, but pulsating brightly is the same signature of blue light, and there also appear to be like a series of mirrors and prisms maybe inside of the globular thing of glass.
Interesting. Well,
Maybe-
roughly how big is this thing?
It's like yay big, big enough. It's small enough that you can hold it in your hand, but it definitely goes past your palm.
Right. Okay. Now, is there any? My first instinct is to bring it back to the pedestal and see if maybe we can put it on there somewhere, or maybe in the indent where the amulet was before. So I bring it back.
Okay.
Do it.
And upon placing the glass sphere into its slot in the pedestal, light begins to shoot up around all of you in all directions. Like the same blue light.
There it is.
Coming
I was
from-
waiting for the sound effect.
coming from the floor and like all directions around you, and then sort of starts to like wisp around you, bending in ways light should not bend. And it begins to go over you and around you and flowing through you, and then you blink because the light is coming towards your face, and as you open your eyes, you've been transported. All four of you are now standing in this like prism. The edges are made of the same blue light, but the sides and the bottom and the top are translucent, it feels, but it's just like a black nothingness below you in all directions. So what's lighting the room is the eminence from these blue lines. And so you can see each other all very clearly. The room is pretty small. So you're all sort of standing in this cube, this like ethereal cube. Bobby has an image for everything.
Where might we be? What is this?
What is this place?
What are we standing on right now, Mr. DM?
You're standing on like,
The side of the
if you
prism,
touch it, like it's physicalized. It's some
Okay.
kind of physical. It's like an ethereal prism.
Gotcha. But we can see through it to nothingness below.
Yeah, ad infinitum to nothing. So suddenly a voice appears to come from everywhere and all at once. It echoes through your minds and in your ears and through your bones, and it feels almost as in a moment as if it's coming around the space around you. And it says, "Tests of your souls, send forth a champion for each. Find yourselves greatly harmed by any failed task. Only the strong of will may proceed." And as this is said, 4 gaps in the floor, in the middle of the room, so maybe 8 or 9 feet in front of you, 4 of them open, and they're, equidistant, and they're big enough that, like, one person could fit through. And then, sort of, like, out of nowhere, some blue light forms elvish words above each square. And, Caius, you can speak Elvish, so you immediately are able to read them. And the first one on the far left reads, "Test your strength." The one to the right of that reads, "Test your resolve." The one to the right of that reads, "Test your wits." And the one to the right of that reads, "Test your cunning."
I see. So if this place is to test us, then we are to exhibit our greatest strengths within each other.
Oh, is that what those things say? I can't
That
read
is
it.
what that thing says, yes. So if you
Oh,
would
okay.
listen kindly.
Mm,
On the
what's
left, it actually might seem a bit beneficial for you, Grum, to go. For it says to test your strength.
Ah, it sounds like my kind of place. I
As
move
for
to the hole and
resolve
stand
and
there readily.
wits and cunning, I should probably lead that up to the floor. What do you guys think?
I feel like cunning is right up my alley. I think that's the one I would pick personally.
Then you would take the one to the far right.
Yes.
And what of you, my fair, esteemed paladin warrior friend?
Oh, I see how it is.
We have resolve and wits remaining, yes?
Resolve and wits.
All right. I think I will choose resolve.
I guess I'll have to be about my wits. However, is it only us alone that takes a specific challenge? What if one leads first and we try to hop in after them?
Let's find out. And Grum
first.
jumps in.
The instant your head passes the parallel line of the floor, it closes immediately, and the words disappear.
Ooh.
Well. Good luck, Grum.
And Grum, you are now standing in a similarly shaped cube, but much larger, and you can't see anything yet, except for the immediate light around you. Everything is dark. We go back to the 3 above.
Should we all take our places? Should we all just go? I don't suppose there's anything around us. We can't escape here, can we? Otherwise?
I don't see any other ways out of here. Just through there.
I'm going to follow in our friend Grum's footsteps and bravely stride over to the one that says resolve.
Okay. Are you hopping in?
Hopping in.
Great. The same happens, and you similarly can't really see anything around you right now, but you feel a cold wind at your face.
I'll bid good luck to my cunning friend as I drop down the bow of wits.
You... Let me just make sure I've got this right. Yeah, so you drop down onto sort of, a much smaller room. You can see the 4 edges, even though it's still quite dark. Or the 4 walls, rather, even though it's still quite dark, but you're in a much smaller room.
And then that just leaves me, so I kind of just saunter on over into the remaining door and see what happens.
Great. So you drop in and it closes, and you fall onto hardwood. You feel that you've fallen onto wood, but it's also quite dark. It's interesting. I won't reveal who, but some of you have picked doors different than I thought you would, and I think that's going to make this super interesting. Because obviously, I wanted this thing to be up to you, so I'm very interested to see how this goes. So we will start. Wits and cunning are a little more involved in the thought processes, as you might think. So we are going to explain those 2 tasks first, and then I'm going to give the 2 of you some time to think while we do the complete first and second tasks. So we'll go to wits first. So Caius, this is you. So once Gouger drops into his side, light proceeds in all of your rooms and you can see clearly. So wits. You look down at your hand and suddenly you're carrying a meter stick, a piece of paper, a quill, and an inkwell. The quill and the inkwell and the paper is just to mimic if you had paper in front of you so that, you can write. And a voice emanates in your head, and it says, "Place the glasses so that each fills to the brim at precisely the same time as all of the others. Pull the lever when ready. You have 1 attempt and 10 minutes." So before you arises this table of light, another sort of prism of light, but this one looks like a table. And on top of it are 4 glasses, translucent things made of glass that are made to hold water, and they're of different shapes and sizes. And currently each glass is sort of just on the table, but above you drops another prism, and it stands maybe a foot above the other table, but exactly on top of. and there are 4 like faucets is the best way I can put it, like pipes that are above 4 slots in the bottom table, and water drips out of the 4 faucets at different rates. So the one on the left drips the fastest, and then they drip slower as you go to the right. So fastest is first, second position is a little bit slower. I have hard numbers for all these things if you want to spend time investigating them or whatever. The third one is slower, and the fourth one is the slowest. And the 4 glasses, get ready. You have glass 1 is a sort of tall, somewhat wide cylinder, like a very normal drinking glass. The glass to the right of that is a true cone. So it's sort of like the cups you get out of like a water cooler, maybe. Glass 3 is a globe again, like, you know, similar in shape to the one you put on the pedestal, except there's a hole in the top so that water can fill it. And then the 4th one is a very tall and thin cylinder, so like a beaker or a graduated cylinder you might see in a chemistry lab. You know, you have the meter stick in your hand and these 4 things, and I'll let you play around with this for a while before we move on to the other guys.
Oh, like you're not going to explain those ones next?
So just in the matter of giving you time to measure some things, so I can give you those numbers now so that you can work on the process of the problem after that. You and I interact right now just for a little bit if you have any ideas.
How wide are the bases of all the glasses?
Great. I will give you the radii now. Here are the radii of the glasses. The average size cylinder that looks like a cup, the radius is 5 centimeters, and the height of the glass is 30 centimeters. The cone, the radius, so the cone to be at the top is the measurement. The radius is also 5 centimeters, and the height is 60 centimeters, so it's twice as tall as the cylinder and the same width at the circle. The globe, the radius is also 5 centimeters, and that's really the only relevant piece of information you need because it's perfectly spherical. And then the tall cylinder has a radius of 1 centimeter and a height of 60 centimeters. So it's the same height as the cone, but it's a fifth as thick as the normal size cylinder. And just to remind you, the faucets from left to right are of fastest to slowest. And you really don't need to know the relevant speeds because it really just matters that the one on the left is the fastest. But if you at any point want to take time to count the drops or whatever, I can tell you those speeds. But you don't really need them.
Okay.
All right. I'll give you some time to think now, buddy. Have fun. All right, we move on now to cunning. Yeah, this is just my homework. I've tricked you guys into doing my physics homework.
You're welcome.
So cunning. So Gouger, you sort of, the light turns on and you find yourself in a sort of workshop almost. It's a pretty small room, really not too long, maybe 20 feet long and 20 feet wide. And the walls are a haphazardly laid cobblestone, while the floor and the ceilings are a deep brown sort of wooden plank. The bucket, so there are 2 buckets that you can see also. And a voice says to you, transfer at least 90% of the water to the other bucket without moving either bucket, using only the things before you. You have 10 minutes. So there is a pedestal immediately in front of you that is raised. Yeah, okay, it's on a platform of stone, the same as what the walls are made of, and it's 4 feet above the ground. And atop it is a bucket that is 3/4 full of water, so it's just like pretty full. Doesn't really matter exactly how full it is, but it's pretty full. And then 10 feet away from that, there is a bucket on the ground that is empty. And here are the list of things that you have to work with. It should also be mentioned that Gouger, you don't have any of your weapons or anything. They've been like magically taken from you.
Gotcha.
So here's what's on the floor in front of you. A knife, a 20-foot long piece of rope, a 10-foot long, 1 foot wide strip of really treated, really thick leather, There's a dead possum. There is a wooden chair. There's 8 steel nails and a hammer.
8 nails and a hammer.
Mm-hmm.
Hammer the nails into the possum.
Hey, you're not in there. You're not in there.
He heard a voice mysteriously.
From the magic room beyond.
So that is the list of things. You know, you have 10 minutes, quote unquote, but basically I'm going to return to you and Caius later, but you have the full time that the other two are doing their tasks to brainstorm a solution. And it should be noted that I have a few ideas of how this might be done, but there is no like one exact solution. This is truly like your brain, whatever you think will work, we'll give it a shot.
Are the buckets okay? Am I allowed to ask questions?
Yeah, of course.
Are the buckets allowed to be broken or manipulated in any way, or do they have to stay stationary and not move at all?
They cannot be moved is the word. So I don't think any part of the bucket, whether it be the handle or anything like that, is not allowed to be pushed. And it's not like, you know, you might accidentally touch them and they move. They're hard, like into...
They're fixed?
Yeah, they're
okay,
fixed.
They're fixed to their thing, but can they be like broken or pierced or punctured?
I would argue that any piece of the bucket that leaves the bucket, so say you cut something off, it must be still within the vicinity of the original bucket. So it can go into the water or something like that, but if you break a piece of the bucket off and it falls towards you or onto the ground, then the bucket has been moved. But you could definitely puncture into the side, like say you put a nail into the side or something, that's just the metal bending inwards, so that's totally fine.
Okay.
Any other questions before we move on?
I think I am going to figure this out. Yep.
Cheers. I like that attitude. We're going to be good. And just really quick before I move on to the other guys, Caius, do you have any other questions?
No, I think I'm good.
Cheers. Okay, so we will move now to the test of strength. So, Grum, you find yourself again in this like very long, very wide room, and as the light turns on, you see for the first time about 30 feet in front of you this slumbering mass. And it looks like it has scales around its tail and up to its head, and it begins to slither forward as the light, you know, starts to blind it, and it adjusts its eyes and wakes up and sees you and hisses. And you are faced with this large but not massive snake. And you will need to roll initiative.
Okie dokie. With modifier 11.
Okay. So the giant snake will go first. So it is going to slither towards you, and it makes itself to you pretty quickly, and it's going to attempt to bite you.
No.
Does a 12 hit you?
My armor class is 12.
Ty wins, so it does attack you.
Okay.
You take 5 points of damage. And it sort of, its fangs bear into your shoulder, and you can feel your blood starting to drain out of your shoulder.
Not like Harry Potter.
I know. And so now you can, you feel free to, it's your turn is what I'm trying to say, but I can't speak. It's your turn. You can do whatever you want.
It's my turn.
Yes.
Now, if I remember correctly, you can either do like an action or you can attack, or are those two parts of the same turn?
It depends on what the action is. So, you know, you can move with your turn. In your turn, you get, you know, your 30 feet of movement speed and then an action. So an action could be attempting to do something like strangle it or throwing a rock or using one of your weapons. Basically, you can think of the turn as, I think it's 5 or 6 seconds. Technically, in the universe, your turn is 5 or 6 seconds. Yeah.
Okay. What color is this snake?
It is gray, I believe. Yeah.
Gray.
No, it's black, sorry. And I have written it as a beefy black snake. And it's 50,
yes, all of the detail you've put into all of these puzzles, and I get the beefy black snake.
It's 15.
Great.
It's 15 feet long.
The beefiest, blackest snake. So
What's the radius of the snake?
Well, you would need Caius's meter stick for that.
I do not have. I think what I'm gonna do is I am going to. Where is this thing? I'm trying to look for it. Let's try the breath weapon.
Okay.
And I'm gonna scream in Draconic as I'm about to use it.
What do you say?
Right. I say, "Come get some."
Mm.
In Draconic.
Excellent.
And let's see. So how does this breath weapon work? DC 8 plus Constitution mod plus proficiency.
I'm pretty sure it just so it, like magic, does not have a roll. Like, you don't roll d20 to hit. You just create this cone of lightning. I'm gonna pull your character sheet up real quick.
Excellent. Oh yeah, I have lightning breath, by the way. Just throwing that out there. Anyone that didn't know. So.
1 per short or long rest. Okay, yeah. So the creature has to make a DC 8 plus Constitution modifier plus proficiency save against the lightning, or else it is hit.
Okay.
So let me do that. So it's your Constitution modifier and proficiency. So it's DC 8 plus 2 is 10 plus what's your Constitution modifier?
Constitution. Where is that?
On the left side.
+1.
+1? Okay, so it's a DC 11. Ha! Rolled a 1. So you hit it for 2d6, I believe, lightning damage.
That's correct. Well, let's roll those bad boys. Click. 5.
Okay, 1 second, please. The first proper lookup in the book of the entire campaign.
Ooh, sorry, everybody. I did something confusing.
Not being able to find something in the appendix? Excellent.
It seemed like the right call. I'm alone in a magical room with a giant creature that just bit into my shoulder. I'm whip out the secret weapon.
I'm pretty sure the lightning does not create, unless it's resistant to that particular type of damage. I don't think there's anything like Pokemon, like paralysis or anything like that. I think that's a level up that comes later.
That's why I didn't know where it was.
Yeah, exactly. The color would dictate its weaknesses. If anyone in chat knows anything about the lightning more than I do, cheers. So it takes 5 damage, you said?
Apparently.
Excellent. And because this is so jarring that it's just been like struck by lightning, it sort of like, tries to jostle itself and makes a bite at you again immediately, but this time with disadvantage because it's trying so desperately to get you, but is like frazzled. That is a miss.
Yay.
And it slithers away from you 10 feet.
Okay. I'm gonna take. It's my turn again, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take one of my javelins and chuck it.
Great.
Ranged attack is 30 feet.
Yes,
So,
and it's d20 plus 3.
D20 plus 3. That would be 19.
That's a hit.
Okie
And it's
dokie.
1d6 plus 1.
Yep. 3 damage.
Sweet. The javelin pierces into its chest and it writhes in pain. And then it takes its mouth down and pulls the javelin free and casts it to the ground. It's like purple blood dripping off of the blade. And
Ew.
its turn, and it slithers quickly towards you and attempts to bite you another time. Does a 10 hit? No, because it's 12, right?
No. That's
okay,
correct.
so it misses. And
Snake.
it slithers back 10 feet again, and it's your turn.
Doesn't it know that it can't hide from me? I'm gonna take my war pick and sprint at it like a dummy, because I see the blood and I want more.
Okay.
So I'm gonna attack the exact spot, or at least try, where my javelin struck.
Okay. Roll for damage, or roll for attack rather.
That's D20, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a nat 20.
Hey, it's a crit.
Yeah.
So you'll roll double damage. So what did we, I know I ask this every time, but what did we decide our house rule was? Because I've changed it so many times in the campaigns I've run. Did we decide it was double damage plus the modifier once, or was it? Do we remember?
Yes. Yeah, it's double the base damage and sorry, double the dice.
Double the
and-
dice, the modifier once.
That's right.
Okay, so you'll roll the damage dice, which is 1d8 twice, and then you'll add 3.
Okay. Sure. It's 1 and 4 plus 3, so
8.
8.
Nice. So you jab in the same spot where the javelin went, and now you've almost like pushed the blood into its body, and it's really writhing now, and it is like heavily bleeding down its belly, I guess. Yeah, its belly. Also, I'm now realizing that I totally forgot to add you guys to the Spotify thing. I apologize.
I've been listening. It sounds very ethereal.
Oh, can you still scroll up and join
So
from
way
the
it
initial
works-
one?
If you mouse over the general voice channel, it'll show you listening, and then you can join them. Like right now,
Sweet.
Dangerous is listening. Like there he goes.
Sweet. Okay, awesome. I just wanted to make sure. Thank you,
Yeah,
Patrick.
Mhm.
It now is going to, since you're right there, it's going to attempt to constrict you.
Ah, I had a feeling. Fool! How do I make that not happen?
You shout fool at it.
It rolled a 19. So
That might hit me.
it hits. You
Maybe.
take a lot of damage. How much health do you
No.
have, by the way?
I have 13 hit points currently.
You might live.
Oh, that's good.
That's encouraging.
You take 11 damage.
Yeah, I'm good.
Just fine.
Yeah, I'm cool.
Just a flesh wound.
And
Flesh is a resource.
you now target is grappled. So you now make a DC saving throw on strength. So you'll roll a d20 and add your strength modifier to try to escape the grapple.
I rolled a 16 plus 4 strength modifier.
You are free.
I think so.
And
Snake.
I think that's your action. I'm pretty sure that's your action.
Oh, wriggling out is my action.
Yeah, but you can still move.
That's probably a good idea. Huh? I'm gonna go ahead and move about 30 feet away. Fuck that.
Yeah. So it is, still really dealing with the previous wounds, but it slithers towards you, angered by the previous attempt to constrict you failing. It's not a fool. It won't try the same thing twice, so it tries to bite you again. It'll try that a million times, though. That is a miss. You are lucky, my friend.
Good.
By the skin of your teeth, you might make it out of this one.
Woo-wee.
And it is your turn.
Let's see here. I think my best bet is to just try and make a finishing blow with my my war pick. I really don't think I have a better option at the moment.
Okay.
So I'm gonna. I guess I could do rage, right? I can get enraged.
Did you
to
use
be
both of them
sure.
last session? I think you did. And you haven't
Did I use-
rested since then. I think you used both of them.
I used both.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I did. You're right. Never mind. Let's see. I guess I'll just attack with the war pick then. I'm gonna go for the dome, right in the head.
Okay. Roll your
Okay,
attack.
so- How do I do that again? one d8. Perfect.
No, d20 first.
D20.
To hit, and then add 5. Yeah, 5.
5? Where's the 5 from? Sorry.
It's attack bonus next to war pick.
Oh, okay. I rolled an 8.
So that's
as in 3 plus 5.
So that. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a miss.
Fellas, I might die.
And it's its turn. It missed again. Its bite missed again. I promise you I'm not fudging these dice rolls.
The snake is stupid.
Just keeping it interesting.
It's your turn.
Oh my god, I'm gonna go again with the war pig. We're just gonna keep missing each other.
Sure. It's a heated battle.
19 plus 5.
That's a hit.
Thank God. I'm rolling my D8. You can't stop.
And then add 3.
That's 8 total.
8 total.
Mm-hmm.
How you want to finish this boy?
Ooh, it's a war pick. So since it's a Harry Potter snake, I want to put it straight into its, like, the roof of the inside of its. Yeah, exactly. Like, it actually is about to bite me, but then a Harry Potter style, like, watcha!
So you slam the war pick into the bottom of its mouth, and its fangs tremble. Somewhere Tom Marvolo Riddle is disappearing, and the snake sort of like shakes its head to and fro, and then collapses on the ground. And you immediately are transported back to the starting room, and you're there alone.
And I take that moment to have one of my rations and tend to my wounds.
Okay. Oh, actually, wait, no, you don't have to do that. Sorry, I forgot to mention. It is as if nothing has happened.
Oh.
You have all the weapons and everything. It feels as though you've done nothing.
So I have my breath back?
Yes, but anything you used before this...
I figured.
Yeah, but anything you used
during...
Reset
right before we jumped in.
Exactly.
I jumped in, rather.
So now we will go to the test of resolve. You ready, Lucius? Also, let's get some pogs in the chat for my boy Grum. My boy Grum overcoming his task. Big pog.
All gamers.
They spent about 5 minutes swinging and missing at each other, but in the end,
yeah,
the snake is gone.
Okay, Lucius, you ready?
Ready.
Okay, you stand on the precipice of a great cliff. In the distance, you can see a bright sunrise peeking over incredibly tall, snowy mountains as far as the eye can see in both directions. Above you, both behind and in front of you, stand great peaks as well. You stand on a sort of shelf above an abyss, so you're sort of in an enclave into the mountain. And, behind you is the mountain wall, but it appears there's nothing behind you besides mountain wall. Below you is cloud cover, so below you in front of you is cloud cover, so it's just, an endless abyss, basically. In front of you is a wooden bridge that leads to a stone building carved into the side of a mountain, and there's one doorway across on this sort of like magnificent stone building. And it's also a shelf on the other side in the same way, save this, reliefed in building. You can see wind blowing just in front of you in spurts as it seems to shake the seemingly loosely built wooden bridge. And the voice tells you, reach the end of the hall without letting the flame go out. You have 10 minutes.
What flame? Do I see a
right,
flame?
yeah. Oh, yeah, I should tell you that. You're holding a candle. You look down and you're holding in your hand sort of like the classic, it's a dish sort of thing with like the little thing you can put your pointer finger through on one side, and then a wax candle. And the candle itself does not look like it's going to melt, like it's too short or anything, but there is a wick that's lit on the top.
See. What direction is the wind coming from?
It's coming from the east to the west. So on your right side, it's blowing that way.
So across the bridge, not with the bridge.
Correct.
Gotcha.
And you, unlike the others, you have all your things. So same as Grum, I guess.
See. Well, I have torches. Am I allowed to have these torches here?
Yeah, you have everything you have.
Okay, great. How far is this bridge?
It's 20 feet long.
Okay. So I'm going to...
And I will restate what is said in the challenge real quick, just so that you hear it one more time.
Yes.
Reach the end of the hall without letting the flame go out. You have 10 minutes. Okay,
the end of the hall meaning reach the building across the bridge.
You surmise that there might be more after the building.
Ah, I see. Okay, got it. Well, I'm going to hold the flame very close to my body. I'm also going to hold a torch in my other hand.
Okay.
And I'm going to turn my back to the wind.
Okay.
I'm going to try to light the torch on the candle and kind of keep them together close to my chest.
Okay. There's no wind blowing when you're on the shelf. It's sort of like enclosed. It's once you reach the bridge, the wind starts blowing. Sorry.
Gotcha.
So
Okay,
right now
cool.
you're cool.
Okay. So does my torch light on this candle?
It does.
Okay. I will slowly walk sideways with my back facing the direction of the wind, and just keep both the torch and the candle kind of merged into one flame, like close to my chest.
Sure. The wind hits your back forcefully and sort of jostles you forward a little bit at first, but you manage to stay on the bridge. You're sort of, sidling along, and you make it about 3/4 of the way to the bridge when this massive gust hits your back. Make a strength saving throw.
Okay. I rolled a 21.
You're good. So the wind jostles you, but you manage to catch your balance and hold firm, and you make it pretty easily to the doorway of this magnificent stone-carved building, and this dark doorway in front of you.
Let me ask a point of clarification.
Sure.
The instructions said, do not let the flame go out, or don't let the candle go out.
Flame.
Okay, cool. I peer into the darkness and see what I can see.
Absolutely nothing, except at the end you see like a blue light many feet away.
Okay. I am going to take the torch that I have lit right now. I have 10 of them in total. So I'm going to take one of the torches, and I'm going to toss it as far as I can down this hallway. And as soon as I do that, I will take out another one and duplicate the fire again.
The torch seems to disappear into the blackness.
I can't see it anymore.
That, and it doesn't make a sound when it hits the ground. Or it doesn't make
What?
any sound.
Interesting. All right, then. Well, I guess I will continue along with the torch that I have newly produced, and I'm gonna go ahead and just walk very slowly into
Sure.
the building.
So you walk forward, and instantly you can see everything.
Okay.
Once you bridge the doorway, and it's a great stone hall, and there are no windows, no doors, no anything. Really, just these big pillars in this great long hall, and you can see a door on the other side, similar to the one you just entered, but on the exact opposite end of the hallway, like up some stairs. Like classic altar end of hall, 3 or 4 big long stairs. It's emitting a slight blue light, like the light from before. The hall is, ornate with great embossments of large beasts and creatures. As you take your first step into the hall, you can see everything. And then, as you take a few more steps, all light disappears except for the candle, and you can clearly see the blue light of the doorway in front of you, but you still have firm footing. So, amid the darkness, you begin to feel as though you've been transported to a very dank, very dark rainforest. All light still is out. Yes, Patrick. All light is still out, and each footstep you make begins to slosh in the wet ground you now feel. You begin to hear the pitter-patter of small, bug-like feet all around the forest floor around you. You also hear the slither of snakes skate around your ankles, and just then, as you make, a few steps through these marshy, rainforesty wetlands, you begin to feel the crawling of spiders, scorpions, and other many-legged creatures along your feet and up your legs and your ankles, starting to crawl into your pant legs. And they begin to make what feel like small little bites and stings on your legs. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. I rolled a 9.
Total?
Yes.
So you start to feel the gnawing and the bites, and then a snake crawls up your leg and starts to constrict your right leg, and you sort of tumble a little bit, and the flame gets noticeably smaller on both the torch and the candle. And then suddenly you're in the stone hall again. You can feel by the way you're stepping, though it's still dark. So now the wet, groggy feel of the rainforest transitions to the dry, arid feel of a desert. As your feet trudge through the hot sand, the feeling of small grains of sand begins to batter at your exposed skin on your face and hands. And just then, you suddenly feel some of the sand beneath your feet begin to sink, your legs quickly being sucked into what feels like an endless, bottomless void of sand. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh boy, this is not my strength here. I rolled a 7.
So you get stuck in the sand, and you're really fighting, and you trip a little bit, and the sand's sort of like brushing all against your face, and you feel the quick wind hitting you from all directions, and then suddenly you're back in the stone hall again, and the flame is even smaller still on both the torch and the candle. So now, your feet return to the feeling of stepping on solid stone, but your footsteps echo in a way that feels like a cave. You hear the dripping of water nearby as it clicks on a smooth piece of rock. You feel the aura of another being in the cave with you. As vividly as you can see the light before you, you begin to feel a cold chill up your spine as an ominous presence walks just one pace behind you. The being seems to tower over you by several feet. Water or something else, maybe something more rank you begin to smell, and a disgusting liquid starts to drip from its limbs, you can hear, like an oozing drip. And you can hear this sound behind you and the sloshing of its massive scaly feet as it lumbers behind you. You feel its breath on your neck as it leans in from behind and asks you to blow out the candle. Make a wisdom saving throw.
All right, 15.
Yay! You steel your resolve, you steel your heart, and you walk forward, and it gets further and further away from you. The sound of the dripping cave further and further behind you, and then suddenly, you're in the stone hall proper. All the light has returned. The 4 steps are in front of you, and the doorway is but 10 feet away.
All right. Is there anything that I feel I can do, just expecting further traps, before I am baited into making a break for it, to make this flame larger than it is right now?
It seems magical. The flame seems magically lit.
Got it. Well, then I'm going to just carefully approach the door.
You make it through the door, no problems. That's 2 tasks complete. Nice job, Lucius. Again, by the skin of your teeth. Very good.
You so hard.
Let's get some pogs in the chat for Dannyb 21,892. All right.
By the way.
What was that?
Took a lot of revisions to get to this one.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So now let's go to wits first. So, Caius, this is you. What have you got for us?
So I've labeled all of the glasses from left to right, A through D respectively. That's just like how I did it. And then the task was just to make sure that everything filled up at the same time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to take, and I guess I'll just label the spots A through D as well.
Okay, so from left to right, A to D?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, what do I have? So the first glass, the tall, wide, cylindrical one.
Yes.
I wanted to place on the third to the left.
So second from the right?
Yeah, second from the right.
So slot D?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or slot, was it slot C?
Or slot C, yeah, slot C.
Yeah. So I'll take glass A into slot C.
Okay.
I'll take glass B, and I'll move that over into slot 1.
Okay.
I'll take the globe glass of C and put that into the 4th slot.
Okay.
And then I'll have the last one on the 2nd slot.
The tall, thin one?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have, in order, you have the cone, then the tall, thin cylinder, then the normal cylinder, then the globe, right?
Yes.
Okay. So.
I feel
Okay.
like adef is checking your homework right now.
So you place the 4 glasses, and you have to pull a lever to release the water, and it will you feel like it'll open the top prism.
Okay, I'll do that.
So as you open, the water starts to pour in, and it would take longer based on the dripping speeds, but we'll fast forward. You have placed them incorrectly. They are, I think, shifted 2 to the right. The cone. So in order, here are how they fill. For those of you at home that were working along or whatever. The true cylinder. Wait, did I do this right? Hang on. Oh, shit. Give me a second here. I think now that I'm looking at it, I did it wrong. Give me a second. Oh, no. I totally did it wrong. Okay, so here are how the volumes compare. The true cylinder is the biggest volume. We're going to work on this together, Bobby. We're going to see if you got it right.
Okay.
I have the true cylinder is the biggest volume, and I know my volumes are correct. So the true cylinder is the biggest. The cone is the next biggest. Then the tall cylinder. Then the sphere. The sphere, then the tall cylinder. Those are swapped. So it goes A. What did you label the cone? What letter?
The cone was B.
So it's A, B, and then what's the sphere?
The sphere is C.
So it's A, B, C, D is the relevant volumes. You have that too?
Yeah.
Great. So far, so good. And then the drip rates are F1 is 1, F2 is 2/3 F1, F3 is 1/5 F1, and F4 is 1/12 F1. Okay, and then the relevant volumes are exactly those flow rates, roughly. So for them to fill at the same time, it needs to be A, B, C, D. Needs to be the order.
Oh, so then I got it wrong.
You have B, D, A, C, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it needs to be A, B, C, D. Okay, I was right. I was very nervous that I was wrong, but I got it right. Okay, it's A, B, C, D. So you failed the task. So as
telling me we're not gonna do 4 for 4 because Bobby doesn't know the heckin' alphabet? Not that I know that yet.
But I will say, you did do the hard part, which was getting all the volumes of the cylinders. You have them in order correctly. It's just then ordering them with the relevant flow rates. But you were very, very close. So this is definitely the hardest task, I think. So as you fail, you are transported to the initial room like the others, and you feel greatly wounded. You're the same person as you were before you entered the task, but what is the penalty? How much health do you have? Because this can't kill you. Because it's not
19.
Okay, yeah. You take 10 HP of damage, and you have this mental barrier about you now, and you have disadvantage on all attack rolls and DC rolls for the next hour.
Sick.
What is the volume of the cone for you? Your cone is smaller than the globe. It should be... I think it's 1/5 pi r squared. No? Pi r squared h. 1/5 pi r squared h, or 1/3 pi r squared h. Otherwise, like, it's, still swapped, because he has all 4 of them out of order. Okay, and now we go to cunning. So Gouger, what have you got for us?
So, first of all, I'm going to ask: is there anything in this room that's going to heck up this experiment?
No.
I'm just alone. Okay.
Yeah, it's just
Alone
you.
in
There's
this
no
room,
external.
possum.
Yeah, no external forces.
Okay, so this is my instinct. This is what I've come up with. I take the leather piece and I've measured it to the fact that it can reach both buckets end to end.
It can.
So I puncture 4 holes in the corners, and I do that with the knife, and I take the knife and I cut the rope into 2 pieces. And
Okay, hang on. The leather end to end. Now that I'm pretty sure because it's 10 feet away. I never specified if it was 10 feet this way or 10 feet this way, so we'll say it works. Because technically it's like a little bit longer. It's like 10 or 2 or whatever, like slightly longer, but it's fine.
Gotcha.
So yeah. Okay.
For the sake of simplicity,
Yeah.
I did come up with the solution, so I'd have to like backtrack if it
Great. Yeah.
was like a little bit short or something. But
Sure.
So that's okay.
Yeah. Keep going. So start over with the punctured holes.
Right. So I take my knife and I puncture 4 holes in the corners of this piece of leather.
Okay.
And then I take my rope and I cut it in half.
Okay.
So now I've got 2 pieces of rope.
Yes.
And I thread the rope through like where the narrower ends are.
Mhm.
So one piece of rope goes through the narrow ends on this side, and then one piece of rope goes to the narrow ends on this side. So I've made kind of a hammock, I guess.
Sure.
And you can hold it by the ropes, and it's kind of like making almost like a taco shape.
Sure.
You know?
I follow.
Like a hammock. Right. And then I take the rope on one side and I tie it to the end of the bucket so that the hammock part is kind of like right at the base of the bucket on the pedestal. And then I take my wooden chair and I put it just behind the bucket on the floor. And I put a hammer and nail through like basically the sitting part of the chair, just kind of somewhere.
Sure.
And I tie the other end of the rope, the other side of the hammock to that, so that now we have the other end of the hammock suspending into the bucket on the floor.
I so far am completely with you.
Totally, right? My little dead possum friend, I'm just gonna plop him on the chair.
Okay.
He's vibing.
Use all your tools.
He's gonna he's gonna watch, and he's gonna weigh down the chair in case anything goes wrong.
Sure.
And then with my hammer and a couple of remaining nails, just where the bucket, I guess, on the pedestal is sitting, I use the hammer to puncture a bunch of holes in it, and then, pry the nails off and let the water drain into my hammock.
The water goes down the leather chute you have made, and after some time, it fills the bucket. Nice work. Very elegant solution. Not at all how I thought it was going to be done.
Oh, interesting. And I pat my possum on the head. Job well done.
Excellent. You have... Yeah, wait, so... Truan's is like the long version of what I thought it was going to be. I won't tell you my solution. I'll tell you some other time. But your solution is much better, much more methodical, and uses more tools. So nice job.
Hey, nice.
Excellent work. All 4 of you made very valiant efforts at your tasks. And Caius, so you don't feel too lonely. Lucius and Grum basically almost failed theirs, so it's all good, man.
We got some right.
So you all now are in the main room, and the 3 of you can sort of see Caius is a little shaken up. He looks a little mentally damaged, a little bit unsure of himself, and he looks like he's been physically hurt as well. It's not visible on his person, but like you can see him more hunched over. And then all 4 of you are instantly transported back to standing in front of the column. The spherical prism-like you're now back in the forest. The spherical prism-like object now sits atop the column, lit a bright blue by the laser from the Temple of Solace. The sphere begins to glow brighter and brighter until it bursts forth the laser deeper into the forest.
I asked Caius, are you doing okay?
I don't want to talk about it. If we got to go through more of this stuff, might as well just do it.
I don't know about you guys, but my challenge was kind of fun.
I got to hit things. I loved it.
I almost
You're welcome, by the way, Grum.
I'm gonna go ahead and use lay on hands on my friend Caius here, and how many hit points is he down? 10.
Yeah.
I'll just bring him right back up to full.
All
That's
right.
as much as I have.
The entire pool. Thank you.
So now, Caius, you just have this disadvantage on rolls.
Mm.
And that time is ticking down all the time that you're progressing. So yeah, you've got this blue light heading into the forest. And that's what you got.
All right.
Can I slowly slink toward?
Yeah, I'm running right after him.
Sure.
Well,
Yeah, let's go.
I guess if I'm
Bring
running,
up the
and he's still
rear again.
flanking.
So
Running right after that slow slinker.
Yeah, right.
So you make it through the woods, and you're now standing in front of the light. Sort of, goes a distance, and you travel maybe, let's say, 10 minutes deeper into the woods. But the light bends and zigs and zags and curves. Like, this is clearly some kind of magical sphere. I mean, obviously, that was shooting the light. And you take tons of weird turns, and you're so deep in the forest in a place you would never be able to find without the guiding light. Like, there were moments where you had to push in between two thick layers of vines. There were moments where you had to climb up onto a tree to get over the other side of this thick, dense part of trees. It's a crazy, crazy set of things you have to do. And the blue light now curves up and hits. It terminates on a large stone sculpted S, identical to the one on the insignia that Gleelock gave you. It rests above a large stone door covered in moss and vines. Beneath the moss and vines, you can begin to work out some reliefs of stone vines, trees, and flowers beneath, adorning the door. Looking around the door, you see a stone building which must be hundreds of years old. It's an ornate, one-story stone temple that lay before you, with great stone pillars before it on both sides and a stone walkway protruding 20 feet out from the temple up to the large stone door. The stone building, though covered in vines and moss, is visibly rounded towards the roof. Though the top is invisible because there's this really dense tree cover that gets way denser towards the top of the structure, so you see the sort of rotund part of the roof, and then you can't see the top, where it terminates, or where you assume it terminates. Given how deep and overgrown the woods are in this portion of the forest, it would be near impossible to find this place by pure chance. The temple is not just covered in these grays and greens, though. The vines and moss give birth to gorgeous flowers around the door and on the walls of the exterior of the temple all the way around. Bright pinks, blues, reds, yellows, and whites can be found sprinkled about the temple.
I'm going to approach the door. You said it's a big stone door, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it? Does it have a handle? Is it just a solid block?
It's just big, two solid stone doors, but it does have give when you push it.
Okay. I'm going to throw the doors open.
Make a strength check.
I'm gonna go ahead and attempt to throw the doors open with my 5.
Great. You have this burst of might. And the doors move a little bit.
I notice this, laugh at my cohort, and say, stand aside, and attempt the same thing.
Roll a strength check.
That really went well last time, huh?
Remember the wall?
I rolled
Remember the wall?
18
What was
plus
it?
4 modifier for 22.
Yeah, you throw these stone doors open, and they could just be, they really just could be pushed at a measly pace, but they throw open. Hundreds of years of dust fly up off the ground. Vines are broken. Moss is torn. Okay. As you enter the temple, hey, good job, Grum. Nice work.
We're proud of you, buddy.
As you open the doors to the temple, you are greeted by an even more ornate stonework. You find yourself in a sort of outer circle with stone pillars encircling a more central portion you can see through many regular gaps and windows in the stone pillars. Like, it's sort of like a stone pillar, then a gap, a stone pillar, then a smaller stone wall, so a little window you can peek in to see the center. The center of the temple is lit by rays of sunlight finding their way to sit on the mossy stone floor at your feet. Looking up, you see that the roof, hidden by the trees, was in fact an open oculus in the dome of this ever more incredible stone structure. The trees for this aperture in the building giving way to a stunning view of the sky. Situated in the dead center of the temple, and the center of this sunlit circle, is an incredible statue, nearly 9 feet tall, of a man with long, wavy hair. He wears what appears to be an exceptionally well-crafted suit of armor, with leaves and vines as the clasps and threads among his breastplate and other pieces. On his left shoulder perches a large raven. Caius, you immediately recognize this to be Salis, the god of your order. The rest of you begin to recognize him from the reliefs found at the pedestal atop the Temple of Solace, where the puzzle from before.
Is
It
that
seems
what it
like
looks
there's
like in the
yeah.
chat room? Oh, sorry.
What was that?
Does it look like that?
Look like
in
what?
your chat room?
Yeah, Fixed and Consequent just posted a combination emote. Is that what we're looking at right now?
It is. It is not Lucky Luciano.
He's not giving it to us.
No, he's not doing it to you.
He's not doing it to us.
He's
Okay.
And nor is he giving it to you.
No, very important distinction. Thank goodness.
Go ahead, Bobby. Sorry.
No, I was just going to marvel at the statue. It would seem that this place would be untouched by anything of hatred or evil. You could see everything is kind of like in balance. You see a lot of nature and a lot of structure here. This makes me feel a little bit more at peace. But
why have we been led here? What is there to discover here?
Let's take a look. I
Okay.
look around with my eyeballs to see what there is to discover.
Roll investigation, everyone.
Very well.
And I will ask for them one by one. Grum. And he's gone.
He saw another butterfly.
So with modifier, I rolled a -1.
Grum, your family evidently has a history of heart attacks, and you suffer a small incident, and you clutch your chest and sort of go to your knees real quick, and you take 1 damage.
It's fine. It's an old dragon problem. It's okay. You guys take the wheel on this one. I need a moment. Oh boy. Woo! I do not like this place. No.
Lucius?
I rolled a 15.
Okay, Gouger.
16.
And Caius. You have a disadvantage, remember.
then 13?
You
Yeah,
roll
minus
2
two?
and take the worst.
15.
So all 3 of you see this happen to him, but then are like, okay. So you look around the temple and everything seems okay. You feel like it definitely could be more lively, Caius. Like you seem to remember that maybe there was some document or something you read about a place similar to this. This place feels very well hidden, but like maybe it was hinted at in a document or a book you read once. But you remember it being described as more lush. But as you look around the temple, you keep getting drawn to the statue. And on the statue, as you get really close, you begin to notice little, like, a moving purple wave of, like, light. It's like purple, emanating, pulsating, webbed light. And it's a very dark, deep purple. And it's sliding along the statue. And, sort of wrapping around. And it feels deeply of dark magic. It is a dark piece of enchantment or curse that is holding this thing. And it appears to originate from, now you can see clearly, there's a green handprint on the breastplate of the statue. That is clearly not originally on the statue.
So it seems that this place had been tainted by the very people that we've pursued up to this point. We've received like various. Well, we even had that map with with this same green insignia on it. What could it mean?
You mean this one? There you go. I hand him the map through my gasps of pain.
And how could anyone else have found this place without the guiding light? Surely we're the first people to cause that light to occur in a long time.
I'm kind of curious about the handprint. I take my rapier and I just poke it.
Sort of the purple light grasps, like little tiny hands start to try to grab out at your rapier.
No, swiftly pull it back.
You are able.
Whoa.
You are able to do so.
Okay. Yeah, this is some crazy magic we're dealing with here.
Caius, roll an Arcana check.
$14.
Did you roll for disadvantage?
14.
What a king!
I get what I get.
You feel almost a magnetic pull between the insignia and the handprint. The insignia that you're, the Salesian insignia.
Can I, can I take that insignia out and attempt to interact with the Force?
Yeah, what do you do exactly?
Just hold. I tend to hold it a bit closer to see if the same adverse reaction would.
It's
happen.
still. It feels even more like it's being pulled to the green handprint, almost like the insignia is trying to destroy it.
Can I forcefully bash the insignia against the hand?
Okay. Give me 1 second here. We're changing.
Little chaotic good for you.
Wait, is the clarification? Is the hand trying to destroy the insignia, or the insignia trying to destroy the hand?
The insignia is trying to destroy the hand.
Okay, I had that reversed in my cabeza. And I was about to be like, maybe don't shove it in.
Something Patrick says all the time. Isn't it a funny joke? Sorry guys, such a funny joke so early. How will anyone recover? So you place the insignia to the statue, and you feel a force of energy unlike anything you've ever felt before. You feel the pulsating purple web's aura begin to encroach on your body, the little hands starting to crawl around your forearm. And you can feel the insignia's power fighting back. It's trying so desperately to destroy this thing and protect you, but the web of purple magic feels too powerful for you to destroy. You find that you can't remove your arm. You tug and tug, but you're almost magnetically locked to the insignia and the purple that's encroaching on your arm. And the magic has such a strong hold on your entire body and your soul, and the air around the temple begins to sort of settle and get more stiff, and then the clouds above you start to whirl quickly in the sky, and they form storm clouds, and the air around you and the sunlight, everything begins very dark. You are currently being attacked by this thing, basically.
Do I feel hurt, or is it just a increased pressure constriction sort of thing?
It's an increased constriction that's trying to travel up your body, and you're fighting it with your willpower.
Help!
Can we help?
Yaw!
What do you want to do?
I would like to spring forward and clasp him around his, under his arms with both of my giant dragon arms.
So the moment you give him this big bear hug from behind, you now feel the same magic that he's feeling, pulling you forward into the statue. And now you're both fighting, but Caius, you feel that the power has been lifted off of you a little bit. So now it's half and half. And you're able to pull a little more freely.
It's giving way, lads!
Do we all just pile on? Is that the plan?
Heave!
I don't think the two of us can do it alone. Help!
Well, I just latch on then, right behind. We got a big bear hug pile going on.
I'm feeling like this is the final scene of Guardians of the Galaxy, where we all take hold of the stone of power and we can do it together.
I may or may not have looked up that scene after I wrote this thing. I wrote it and I was
Through the help of friends and family.
I was like, wait, this is that thing. I rewrote that
gotta
thing.
dance to make the hand disappear.
So all four of you clasp on, and now you all feel, you've distributed a fourth of the power through all of you, and you're able to pull and pull and pull, and then you release Caius's arm, but as he does, sort of this magical blue light shoots from, it first goes from Lucius's heart, into Gouger's heart, into Grum's heart, into Caius's heart, and then up Caius's arm and through his pointer finger, and it hits the insignia, and the insignia glows bright blue, and the purple, sort of magic is shattered and dissipates into the air, and the statue begins to shine brightly, emitting a warm, pleasant light. You see... 1 second. First of all, well done, lads.
All it needed was a hug.
A quick music change.
Calm now.
But there's still the storm clouds above you. And first of all, we've been going for about an hour and a half, so really quick, I'm just going to say, if you are just joining us, or if you joined somewhere in the middle, this is Speedrunners and Dragons. This is a bi-weekly, meaning every other week, Dungeons and Dragons campaign featuring speedrunners. Excuse me. We are currently a ways into our second session, and we're going to keep going here. We've just unlocked a statue that has been held by dark magic. So, all right. I think a water has been delivered to my door, so I'm gonna grab that. If you all want to just quickly state what your character names are and what your classes are, starting with Grum, then Lucius, then Gouger, then Caius.
I'm Patty. My character's Grum. Grum is a barbarian dragonborn.
I'm Danny. My character is Lucius Incubore, and he is a tiefling paladin.
I'm Dangers. My character is Gouger, who is a Kenku rogue.
I am TheBlackastic. My character is Caius, a paladin, and is also a half-elf.
And follow these boys. Type !follow in the chat, and you will see all 4 of their Twitch channels. Follow these lads.
I thought you were at full health.
Ha. Half elf. You can follow this channel to watch this and other speedruns as well. And then we have a YouTube. If you type !S_D, you will also see the YouTube link for our previous episode. You can subscribe to the channel, and this will be uploaded there after the fact as well. So, now you see an ethereal apparition of Salis begin to form brightly, hovering just above the statue. Caius, you are filled with great awe and inspiration, and I will say that very obviously, your detriment from failing the task is lifted immediately. You are filled with great inspiration, as this is the god you have studied and worshipped for so long. He says, Caius of Palar, Gouger of Tahwain, Lucius of Columnos, and Grum of Impor-Bas, you have done well to come here and dispel this wicked magic. Your ability to overcome the trials I set so many years ago deep within this forest to lead you here is truly admirable. As you may have guessed, this is no mere statue or shrine. This is one of 6 temples which protect Shalane from darkness. I fear many of the other shrines which stand to honor those brave warriors which fell beside me to protect this land 400 years ago may also be compromised. Without them, Shalane cannot defend itself from wicked powers which seek to do her harm. Thanks to you, though, some light can return to this land now. I'm afraid that as I am, I cannot aid you much in your quest, but I ask the utmost of you. Shalane needs new heroes. I ask for you to fight for the land which you call home. Now, in return for freeing my spirit, I bestow upon you my blessing. May it serve you well. And the spirit of Solace outstretches his hand slowly, or his left hand, sorry, and a blue flame appears in his palm. Then 4 smaller blue flames sort of and float slowly towards your hearts. And as it enters your chest, each of you feels a surge of power enter your body, and then you feel a marking appear on your body. Though small, on each of your left shoulders appears an insignia identical to that which you've seen so many times. It's that big S again. It's maybe yay big on your shoulder. It begins to glow with light even through your clothing, which covers your shoulders. So, you can sort of see it pulsating through your clothing. It looks almost to be like a branding, maybe, but it disappears into your skin just as quickly as it appeared, leaving no trace. And he says, this blessing will grant you a similar power to that in my blessed metal insignia which you used to cure this temple. Although I am weaker now in my afterlife than I was in life, so it will require 2 of you together to dispel dark magic from shrines such as this, rather than the 1 insignia before, though it will not require all 4 of you to lock as it did just moments ago. Though you should now have the power to harness and destroy that dark magic. Oh, I just said that, again with just the 2 of you. I wish you all the best of luck, my friends. Goodbye. And just as quickly as he appeared, he vanishes into the air. Left to rest. So yeah, basically you now have the blessing of Solace. And what it grants you is you no longer need to press the insignia against the statues. You can just touch the statue with your left hand, and the power will travel from your shoulder, and it will require 2 of you to do this simultaneously in order to break the curse.
Gotcha.
So the question is now, where can we find the other 6 temples?
There are 5 others, sorry. That was 1 of 6.
Ah, gotcha.
And where do we go now?
Well, I suppose my best guess would be that each temple would correspond to one of the major cities of Shalane. Perhaps one for each of the heroes that fell alongside the god we just witnessed.
I would agree with that. So where would you want to lead first?
Well, we are in the forest of Salis at the moment. The Cilician mountains stand between us and Tawain, so maybe it would be best for us to make the trek westward.
As you're speaking, you hear a voice from above you, like where the oculus was in the roof, and you just hear, "What have you done? Hands in the air now, or I'll shoot!" And as you look up, you can see this a woman with long braided golden brown hair, which falls upon her right side, and she's aiming a rather distinct longbow, complete with leaf-like and vine-like wooden embellishments along the grip and the limbs of the bow. And she's aiming it at you all with 2 arrows nocked. And you can see that the embellishments on the bow look very similar to those found throughout the temple. And she says, "Explain yourselves. What business have you at this shrine?"
I speak up and I say, "We've freed the statue from the dark magic that imprisoned it. See for yourself."
How? That can't be.
I gesture to Caius to show her the insignia.
Yeah, and I pull out the insignia from the etching, or rather from my pouch, and show it to her.
You
now
see that
imbued with
she's
a bright blue light.
She's immediately she loosens on her bow a little bit, and then she immediately knocks the arrows, shoulders the bow, and hops down the full 20 feet, or I guess more like 15 feet down to the ground, lands softly, and walks up to Caius, and she says, "Do you know what this is?"
Well, I knew not of it until about nigh an hour or 2 ago. However,
This is one of the pieces of Solace. After his death, Solace's body gave birth to these woods. When he died, the earth beneath his corpse was enriched with a powerful, godlike magic. Smiths from Imporbos and Cilicia used the minerals found there to craft 3 of these insignias of Solace. I know for a fact that one was destroyed many years ago, and that one was lost in the rift, along with that adventurer, Yanron Milishar. He had one piece and went in there and lost it, along with him. But to think that the 3rd was hiding all along, it baffles me. How came you by this?
well, we had just descended upon, well, rather, I don't know how long you've been in here. We just descended upon a pretty high tower, right, guys? I mean, come on, let me, as I baffle and try to stammer, and I'm still a little bit misty from the trial from before.
Sure.
Yeah, and this town of Cilicia, there was a great temple, and at the top of it, at the peak, we found a dais, and it was delivered to us from the dais.
Okay.
No, we got it from the guy, didn't we?
Yeah, I wasn't going to say anything, but...
Yeah. We used it on the thing, but we got it from the guy, the priest.
She very gingerly closes your palm around the insignia, Caius, and backs up a little bit, and she's thinking 1,000 thoughts a second. Everything is racing through her head right now, and she looks at the statue, and she touches it, and she's amazed that she's able to touch it. And she says, "My name is Aushus. I'm a druid who has lived off these lands, well, all the lands of Shalane for some time. I've devoted my life to the ways and teachings of Solace. I began watching over this temple after it happened. I live near here, in a small cabin. One day, these men in green cloaks, there were 6 of them, came to my home and threatened my life. I alone knew I couldn't take on all 6 of them. They insisted I show them to this temple, As you probably know, it's nearly impossible to find quickly on one's own. It took me many years of meditation and searching to find this place. Literally 5 years after I moved in, I finally found it. When I brought them here, they all together encircled the statue of Solace and uttered a vile, old, dark incantation, a tongue not heard in this realm for hundreds of years. It was the words of the old god, Zalar. These men, they then pressed their hands to the statue and a dark seal was impressed upon it. The woods have not been the same since. Animals fear to come out of their nests, and the spirits and sprites which used to walk these woods ne'er come by. As they were leaving, one of the shorter ones in the back of the group turned to me and said, "Fear the green hand. We, the followers of Zalar, will bring true justice to Shalane." And they left, to areas I know not where. What was that?
I mean, this green hand, as I pull out the map and show the same green handprint.
She says, "Yes, that's it. It was imprinted on all of them. I spent the next few weeks trying to dispel their curse on my own, but I couldn't do it. But with this, and with all of you, you've done it. Oh, also, I should mention, there's another, more magical component, maybe. I don't know, that's up to you to decide, to the Insignia of Solace. It has a special ability. Do you know of it?"
I know not. Might you educate us?
She says, "Besides the ability to dispel dark magic, this object has the intrinsic ability to transport you quickly to this spot. If you concentrate on the essence of Solace and prey on his thoughts, Pray, while holding this in your hands for 1 minute, clasped over bottom and top, you and anyone touching you will be instantly transported here via a shortcut between realms."
That is very good to know.
Neat.
Also, she's an elf, for what it's worth.
I tell her that the spirit of Solace spoke to us not moments ago and granted us the ability to dispel such dark magic as was encircling this statue. And he mentioned 5 other places that might be tainted with similar magic. Do you know where they might be?
She places her hands on your shoulders one by one. She says, "Yes, I can feel it. His power is here. You have been blessed. My friends, this is a great day. We can turn the tide. We can change what's happening here." She says, "I fear the Green Hand has already made moves on the rest of the shrines throughout Shalane. You asking where they were? That's right. They're the other shrines to the heroes that protected the land 400 years ago. There's one in the cities they came from. So one in Columnos, one in Tahwain, one in Impor-Bas, one in Shalos, and one in Tiber." And she says, we need to go. We need to act. We need to move now. I will travel to Mount Solace to check on the priests stationed there, and those that were on a pilgrimage there. All the priests from Solace went there to visit the other priests, sensing that something was off in the land. That temple found atop that mountain is a great magical stronghold. We cannot afford to lose it. They must be made to know what has happened here. I will then travel to the western cities of Tahwain and Impor-Bas to see what has come of the shrines there. You must travel east to the temples of the Eastern Champions. We have to cover more ground as quickly as we can. Do you know anything about the state of the other shrines?"
Solace told us that they were in a similar state to this one was before we came.
Was anything revealed to you at this dais you spoke of?
We were shown the way here.
We were given a beam of light that transported us to trials, and I imagine we were being tested to see if we could, maybe just take on this entire task.
She thinks and thinks. She says, there wasn't anything representing the shrines on the dais?
Only their directions.
Was anything special about any of them?
The gems weren't lit.
All of them?
Don't
One of them was.
recall.
Do you know which one was lit?
It feels as though it was.
It was only like an hour ago, so you remember that
the one from Columnos?
Yeah, it's still lit. So you remember that.
I remember that the C was lit, as in the letter. There was a letter C.
It was a different letter.
It was L, Lefty,
Yes.
the woman from Columnos.
Yes, the letter CL.
Left knee trim folk. I remember now.
She says, yes. Okay. So, Columnos is probably okay as of right now. We should still check in there at some point, but maybe they've got a hold on it. Then, Very well, very well, very well. Then Shalos and Tiber are your objectives. I leave the east to you. We must entrust the Columnosian Shrine to the locals there, for now. Evil brews in these lands. I tremble to think what the Green Hand would be plotting by defiling the shrines of the protectors of Shalane. But if it involves Zalar, it can't be good. We must make haste. Best of luck to the lot of you.
Wait, before you go.
Yes.
You said that there was another one like this, and I hold up the magic insignia, tied to some, probably stuck in the rift somewhere. If we have to have all of the blessings on our side, what would be the chance of us finding something like this there?
In the rift?
In the rift.
No one has ever returned from going in there. Milishar knew the most about the rift, and he went in and never returned. He had one of the pieces of Solace to protect him, and it didn't... We don't even know if he's alive.
I see. Thank you.
Well, I mentioned that since we are going east, we will be crossing the rift at some point, so we can keep our eyes peeled when we're there.
It looks like to me on this map, the bridge is the only way for us to cross into the east, so you might be worth checking out.
She says, until we meet again, you four. As it stands now, we five are the only things standing between certain doom for this realm. Best of luck to you. And she, hops all the way out the oculus, 15 feet above, and scampers off westward.
Spry young lady. Or old lady.
It's
Spry
hard
lady.
to tell with the elves.
She appears to be, middle-aged.
Spry lady.
middle-aged lady.
Yeah. Well then, shall we tarry forth to the eastward side? Head
seems
towards
our
that
fate-
bridge, maybe?
Seems our
Yeah,
fate
well,
is sealed.
I say we make a pit stop at Cilicia. It's been quite a long night, and I think we could...
Well, it's
Oh,
so
for a
it's
small-
midday now. But yeah,
well, right, but we didn't sleep at all.
that's true.
A long morning.
We should probably get cleaned up at Cilicia and prepare ourselves for the long journey east.
I agree.
Your humble DM needs to use the restroom. So if any of you have any business to attend to, now would be the time. We'll be back in no time at all. Don't leave, gamers. While I'm gone, I request of you to post your favorite emoticon in the chat room. So just Onslaught, your favorite emote. I would put it in emote-only mode, but I fear that if I touch anything on my computer, we will all die. So we'll be right back. All right, we're back. Everybody hear me all right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to turn the music up just a little bit. Okay, Oh, we're waiting on Bobby. All right. Lots of good emoticons being posted in the chat room. Oh, Fireflower Mario looking out his window is the best emote on Twitch, besides Big Jeb, IMO.
One of them. It's up there.
All right, Bobby's back. Okay. You guys want to head to Cilicia?
I suppose. I'm pretty tired.
Mm.
I did kill an ethereal giant snake today.
A very thick boy.
A very
thick.
beefy boy.
The black snake.
So, excuse me. As you begin to leave the woods towards Cilicia, and I'm gonna change actually the song a little bit here. Okay, as you begin to leave the woods towards Cilicia, you notice that the cloud cover, which appeared when you attempted to dispel the magic from the Shrine of Solace, has not cleared. You begin to feel the lightest of raindrops on your skin as you walk through the underbrush. Then, as you begin to be able to see the light in front of Cilicia in the distance, this sort of torchlight, emanating the now very dark skies. In this clearing beyond the trees, the rain begins to pelt down harder and harder, turning into a full-on downpour. And I would ask for your walking order, please.
I like walking.
I will be in front.
Keep it the same as before.
Yeah, seems like a safe
Sure.
order.
Okay.
I'll be behind Lucius then.
Everybody roll a perception check.
Do I still have disadvantage?
No, you're clear now.
You're all clear.
8 for me in front.
Okay.
4.
Nat 20 again.
What a perceptive boy you are.
Apparently.
And Grum?
I rolled a 16.
And you're in the back?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, no. Okay,
Indeed.
okay. I gotta trust what I wrote down. I almost fudged something, but then I saw that I wrote it down. Okay. So, as the four of you are walking into the clearing, and you see the opening in the trees that would lead you quickly to the entrance of the town, right as you cross, Gouger, you're unable to do anything but get away, but you clearly see some figures moving in from the side of the trees, and you're able to quickly dart away. You're only able to save yourself in this moment. And you dart behind a tree with your really high perception check. And the other three are like conked on the head with hilts from the back, and all three of them faint over instantly.
Oh boy.
And several, I believe I actually have the number. Yeah, there's six Columnosian military police are picking up Caius and Lucius and Grum and dragging them in the rain, just pelting rain hitting their very well-clad armor. And Gouger, you're just looking on. And the three of them are being dragged by their knees through the mud and the thick, and they're being dragged through the town, up to the town proper. So, Gouger, it's all you.
It's all up to me, eh? Well, I am obviously outnumbered, so there's no point in trying to ambush or something like that. But I basically just want to keep myself covered and follow and see where my comrades are getting dragged to.
Sure. Roll stealth. You'll roll with advantage because you were already out of their way, and it's in rain. So.
Right. Okay, I think my dice are broken.
Did you get another 20?
I rolled another 20.
Okay, well, the king of rolls himself. So you are able, for the duration of this section, to walk completely stealthily, pretty much wherever you choose, save right in front of them or right behind them or anything like that.
Right.
So I'm leaving it totally up to you. They're basically being dragged. So if here's the town, and here's the steeple, and here's the people, here's the town, and here's the sort of woods where you're coming from, they're being dragged this way in sort of an arc to go down the main alleyway where the furrowed fletching was, and they're going to be pulled northward into the town center.
Am I able to sneak kind of in a different path towards the town center to see if there's anything going on there specifically?
Yes. So you scamper, and maybe along the sides of the buildings or something, and building to building, alleyway to alleyway, tree to tree, are able to make it sort of a similar position for where you were the previous night when you scoped out the town center. And you remember there's a gallows there, and you peer in, and you can sort of see that 2 of the guards from the pack of 6 have run ahead, and they're prepping the gallows.
Oh boy.
And there's sort of a crowd of people are starting to gather, but not as many as you might expect on a normal day because it's pelting rain.
Right. Is there anybody I recognize in the town square?
Shimmy is there. The owner and barmaid of the Furrowed Fletching are not there.
They're not present.
No. But you recognize Shimmy.
Is Shimmy doing anything, saying anything?
She's just looking around, hoping that it's not you guys.
I see. So there are 4 guards left. And these guys are conked, just not able to do anything, hey?
Yeah.
Shoot. Maybe I can somehow distract them from their mission. Using the call. I'm going to use the call again and see if I can distract them from progressing onward. I'm trying to stall them as much as possible so these guys can come to their senses.
Okay, from where are you doing this?
From the tree.
The same tree?
Yes.
Okay, so it is raining pretty hard, and the guards are now, the 4 holding the boys, are dragging them. They're sort of like this, arm under their arms, their knees dragging through the mud as the rain hits their backs, and they're being dragged towards the gallows, and you make the call.
I make the call? Yeah, that's that.
And all 3 of you sort of look around, and you wake up and you see, you feel like you heard the call, and the rain is hitting you. You feel drenched and soaked, and you're just trying to look around for what's going on. You notice you're being carried. You sort of remember being hit on the back of the head. You start to notice the twinge, the deep pain from before. It really bites at the back of your neck. And these guys are clearly carrying you to the gallows, but they've stopped and they're sort of looking around.
All right.
Can we move it all?
You're firmly in their grasp.
I feel like I still have to do something here. Am I able to... What is the closest I can get to these guys without being detected?
You can get right to the edge of the alley that's closest to the gallows, which is... Oh, God. I don't remember how big I made it, but you should be, like, 15 feet from the gallows or something like that.
15 feet? All right. And that is out wide in the open, so I can't sort of, like, rush in there and do any sort of sabotage.
Probably not. Especially since they're looking for you.
Yes, of course. Let me see here. What do I have that could help me in this situation?
Can I attempt to come to my senses and like yell and struggle, or is it like how firm is the? Like how weak am I after
you can yell and struggle.
Can I attempt to break free from the?
Sure.
From the hold?
Yeah, you can roll strength.
$17.
You are not able to break free from their grasp, but you yell and you do give a good jostle, and they're all looking down at you now, trying to stay still, prisoner, or something like that. Assorted guard speak.
Can I also struggle at the same time now that I've noticed that their attention has been pulled?
Yeah, sure.
I rolled an 11.
Total?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're also unable to break free. Their attention immediately drawn to you as you try to wrestle.
Okay, so in this moment, all of the attention is drawn towards Grum, and I guess by extension, Caius a little bit as well.
Yeah.
I want to make some sort of like surprise strike on the people who are holding Lucius captive and see if I can break him free
Okay.
in order to, kind of get us all out of this situation.
Sure.
So some sort of sneak attack so that they are like off their guard.
Yes, you sure can do this.
So I'm going to do that.
What specifically?
What do I have here? I guess attacking so how many people are on each? So what is the situation here? Who's dragging who?
So there are 2 guards at the gallows readying the rope, and
Kind
then
of distracted.
Yeah, and they're working. And then of the 4 guards, they're sort of like linked. So there's one guard with his arm under Grum's left arm, another guard with his arm under Grum's right arm, and then that guard's right arm is around Lucius, and a chain on down. So they're all like locked on these 3 prisoners.
I see. Well then, I suppose I will attack the one from behind if I can. That is
Well, I guess that's
currently holding.
That's n-1. So Lucius's right arm is free.
Lucius's right arm is free. Okay.
Yes.
So whoever is just holding on to Lucius, then I suppose.
Wait,
There
isn't it?
would be
Hang
nobody
on.
on the other side.
Wait. One
There's-
guard,
there would
one
be- there would be
person,
4
next
and
guard,
3.
next person, next guard, next person. No, they're all held. They're all held.
They're all linked. Yeah.
Patrick, don't look at me like that.
Math is hard. All right.
It's a lot to keep track of.
Do you know the
Hey, math is
value of
hard.
the cylinder or the square?
Just be lucky you
saw
didn't get
the
that one.
value?
Sorry, go on. I apologize. I'm all out.
I mean, I could just stay hidden as well and shoot. I could shoot with my short bow.
You sure can.
I think I might do that.
Where are you
aiming
gonna
at the
shoot?
aiming at the one that is connected to, I suppose, Lucius and Caius.
Where are you aiming?
Where's my vantage point? Am I ahead or behind them?
You're ahead of them.
Okay. Then just kind of like right in the chest if I can.
So are you aiming at their breastplate?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll d20. And then sneak attack, I think, is double damage if it hits.
This isn't any kind of roll, is it? It's just a d20.
D20 plus your bow modifier, attack bonus, whatever that is.
Oh.
It's a roll
okay.
to hit.
So 14 plus 6 is 20.
Yeah, you hit. So the arrow and lodges in his breastplate, but doesn't go into his chest, and he sort of looks all around and for a moment drops one arm of Lucius.
All right. This is our chance.
Can I react to this situation?
Yeah, yes. Roll strength. Unless you're going to do
Okay.
something else.
Yeah, I was going to do something else.
Sure.
I was going to look directly at the guy who has my other arm and use the command spell.
Sure.
Tell him, I get the one word command. I tell him drop.
And he drops.
And I use, if I assume do I have movement now? Can I assume this is kind of like a battle?
Yeah, sort of.
All right, I'm gonna just try to scramble away from these dudes.
You're able to quickly get away, and Grum and Caius, the guards are all scrambling about now. But just as this happens, the 2 guards that are holding Grum, so one of them that was holding Caius, arrows into their necks, and they release you, and they fall to the ground, and sputtering, and they die. And everybody shall now roll initiative, and I shall switch to the battle music.
All right. And you add your initiative, right?
Yes, and I'm going to ask for you one by one. Okay. Caius,
18.
Lucius,
8.
Grum,
You muted.
7. Sorry. Thank you.
Gouger,
16 plus 4 is 20. I'm just rolling 20s all day.
No other number exists. It's fine.
Nope.
Nope.
What is it like to go through your fantasy life with no problems and no cares in the world?
Just it's 20. That's all I can say.
It's 20.
Just 20. The answer to the universe.
All right, Gouger. So, unsurprisingly, you were first. Also, I sprinkled in some Oblivion music this time, so it's not just Skyrim.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Good old Jeremy Soule. So, Gouger, as you look on, you sort of see that there's flames coming out of a house towards the southern part of town, and then another flame one house further than that, like sort of clearly being lit by torch. And then you see 6 green hand cultists enter the courtyard, 2 from the south, 2 from the east, 2 from the north. And there's one in the east holding a bow that he had clearly just used. And then all the others are holding scimitars like those you fought before. And there's the 2 in the south are holding torches in their left hand as well. And the townsfolk are going nuts, and they're scrambling and running and trying to get to their homes and sort of dispersing as the cultists converge. And Gouger, it's all you.
How far away are they?
So you're at the edge, and so I think how big did I say the town square was last time? Does anybody remember? Because I don't remember. We're gonna make up a new number, and anyone who cares, care less. It's
On it.
We're gonna say 20 feet to the gallows, and then 20 feet beyond that. So we'll say like 40 feet by 40 feet. So
Okay.
20 route, so like 30-ish feet. 20 route to the people at the south, because you're on the western end in that alley, and then on the eastern end, so directly across from you, is 40 feet, and then the other ones are like 30-ish feet to your left.
And what is happening with the guards right now?
There's the 2 that are dead on the ground. There's the 2 in the gallows readying their swords. And the other 2 that are not dead, that were holding Lucius and Caius, are also readying their swords.
So they're not holding anybody now.
No, everyone's free.
Are they looking to combat us?
No, they think that all the arrows that just happened were from this cultist.
Okay, so they know.
Yeah.
And
They're
willing-
sort of inching towards the gallows to try to like make a circle or something.
Okay. And the cultists, they're not beyond the gallows, they're in alleyways otherwise, or they're on the other edges of the town square?
They're on the edges of the town square, so they're coming from the south, the east, and the north, respectively, and you're in the west. So you're sort of like
And we're on the
on the
west. So
midpoint
we're all starting
centers
in
of
four
exactly.
corners. Okay.
Yeah, like for the midpoints of the sides of a
And
square.
then the soldiers are going to start meeting in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay. And I guess, trigonometry. I can reach all of them with my short bow. So I see the
Yes.
one with the bow. I see the one that just shot.
Yeah.
I'm going to take aim on that one.
Great.
Immediately. And fire. And it is within range, so. Rolling time. 11 plus 6 is 17.
Oh my gosh.
That's a hit.
That's not a 20. That's weird. but
Oh my
So
gosh.
strange. It's a hit though.
I know. Very strange. Okay. So 1d6.
Gamers,
Score's
it's
5.
battle time, baby. Let's see your hype emotes in the chat.
Yeah, let's go. So 5.
5 damage.
5
Great.
damage, yeah.
You loose the bow, and it strikes him in the chest, and he staggers backwards, wrestling with the arrow, and pulls it free from his body, but he's sort of trembling. And you can move if you want to.
I'm going to stay with my group, I think.
Great.
I'm not going to use my second action. I don't think I really have any advantage to that right now.
Cool. Caius.
Okay. Assuming that I'm all battle ready and stood up and all of that, I would like to. Cast Bless, targeting Lucius, Gouger, and Grum. So whenever they make an attack roll or a saving throw, they can add a D4 alongside it.
Awesome. So Caius sort of, looks towards you and raises his hands, and you feel the blessing. It feels similar to the Solace blessing because it sort of roots from the same energy, because Caius is a Cilician paladin. and you feel a surge of energy, all three of you.
Sorry, this adds 4 to attack rolls, or
So
to
when you
damage
roll
roll?
a d20 to hit, you'll add 4 or a d4.
Add a D4.
So you add a d4 to a d20 roll to hit, or for like a saving throw.
Gotcha.
And you can move too if you want to, Caius.
Where's everyone positioned at? I know where Gouger is.
We're in the
And
west.
Lucius was
No,
What's
the
that?
three of you are sort of like
Oh, sorry.
the three of you are in front of the gallows where you were being dragged, and you're in between the gallows and the cultists behind you, and the cultists behind you at the entrance to the southern like part of town are like maybe 10 feet behind you, and then there's some guards around you that are trying to move to the center.
I tried. Well, I'm gonna stay where I am.
Okay. It is now Lucius's turn.
I'm going to run up to the nearest of the cultists to me, whoever that is. I was like kind of towards the center of the square, so I can definitely approach one of them in a turn, right?
Yeah, you could any of them. You have your fair share because you jostled free before they did. So you can go to
Gotcha.
any of the cultists on the perimeter.
I'm gonna go to the one that is near the guy that has the bow, but not the guy that has the bow.
Okay, there's a guy right next to him.
Yep. I'm going to run up to him. I'm going to cast. Can I position myself so that so is it like kind of a straight line through him to the guy with the bow from me? So like we're all in a straight line.
Yeah. They're just in front of the like alleyway, so you could run around to the side of them and shoot like collaterally through them.
Great. So I'm gonna do that. So the guy that doesn't have the bow is right in front of me. The guy that has the bow is right behind him. I'm going to cast Thunderous Smite, and attempt to whack this guy with my longsword.
Okay.
So Thunderous Smite is a bonus action, so I can do that as well as attack.
Okay.
I roll a 15 to hit plus strength, so 20 to hit.
And you add a d4 for what it's worth, evidently.
True. How long does that last?
1 minute.
Okay, so like 6 rounds then.
Yeah, I
or
think
is
it's
that
6 rounds.
10
'cause
rounds.
10
No.
rounds, right?
A minute, each one is 6 seconds, is it not?
Yeah.
So 10 rounds. Yep, 10 rounds. Yep.
Yes.
Just like Clay said, 10 round.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm assuming, do I need to roll a d4 or?
No, you're
Dude.
fine.
Okay. And then the damage is going to be 1d8 for the base. That's 4 damage. The Thunderous Smite, it deals 2d6 thunder damage to the target. If the target is a creature, are humans creatures?
No.
Okay. What does that mean? What is a
Creature,
creature?
so it will be like in the like monster's description, it will say like it's a creature or it's a this or it's a humanoid or whatever.
So, like, the big black snake probably was a creature.
That might have been a beast. I'm not sure, but it is not a creature.
I'd err on the side of beasts. Just saying.
Oh man.
It's
All
worth
right.
looking into it for yourself at some point, probably.
It's stupid.
Okay. So my cool lineup is gonna do literally nothing, but it will do extra damage. So 2d6. I rolled a 6 and a 4 is 10, plus the extra bit of my sword is strength, so 13 damage on the guy.
And this is like lightning that comes at him.
So it would have been like lightning if he were a creature.
What is
But-
it instead?
Well, it causes thunder audible for 300 feet. It deals 2d6 thunder damage to the target. And if he's a creature, he would have been thrown 10 feet backwards and knocked prone.
The thunder hits him and bursts his eardrums, and he like is quaked and like collapses in on himself and falls over dead.
Oh, wow.
Boom.
All right, then.
Yep.
And everybody else hears this thunder.
Yeah,
It's probably
everyone
very
is
startling.
shaken a little bit.
Oh,
Very powerful.
Oh, right. Again, I said this last time. I'm still the DM. I just forget sometimes. Sometimes I'm just enjoying myself, and I'm like, cool, what's going to happen next? And I'm like, oh, I have to do that. Grum, it's your turn.
Oh, okay. Let me ask you this. Lucius, did you move away? Or are you still standing there by the
standing right there, right next to this guy's corpse.
Okay. And then because this is confusing,
You want to know where you are?
how many enemies are there, and where are they? And
There
There
are
are-
5 left. There's one
Yeah.
with me who has a bow, and then there's 2 other pairs that are separate from each other.
There are 2 that are
Okay.
behind you 10 feet, and 2 that are in front of you 30 feet. On the
I'm
other side of the
over-
gallows.
I'm on your
Okay.
left side, and then I think the dead guy and Lucius are on the right side.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and then 2 north and south.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to turn my attention to the north and go to. Well, I guess this is. I don't know what the range is on my breath attack, because you said it's a cone, right? So I can attack more than one time.
Yeah, also a quick clarification. I did just get a text from a friend of mine that says that almost every creature is a creature in D&D unless otherwise specified. So his dead body is also flung backwards.
Into the guy who has the bow and arrow.
That's right. That's right.
Oh.
So, I mean, it says strength saving throw or be pushed back 10 feet, but he's dead, so I assume he fails that throw.
Yes.
Ragdoll physics.
Okay.
And so then,
Right.
how do we do the damage on the other individual?
I don't know,
Would
it's
it
up to you.
hurt having
I'll
corpse
think about it.
flung in?
Let's do. He'll make the strength saving throw, like, because he's being hit immediately. So
Creative.
he rolled a nat 20.
Oh boy.
So he catches
It just bounces off him.
he catches his friend and just sets him aside. And he does not take any damage. Is a cool thing though.
I
Good
tried.
attempt. Good.
See,
smart
I
attempt.
was a little bit sad that, like, for some reason this only works on random creatures, but humans are just like, thunder damage is nothing. Man.
No, you can thank at English Dude. At English Dude in the chat has texted me
Thank
and
you,
let me
at
know
English
that,
Dude.
that it's kosher. Okay.
my
It's
turn.
Grum's turn. Yes.
Okay, so I will turn my attention to the north, and if I need to move, I will move, but I think it's only 10 feet away, right? So we're closer to the north?
The ones to the south are only 10 feet away. Yeah.
Okay, then the south, then, sorry. And I want to breathe some lightning on them to accompany that thunder we heard. It would really scare the shit out of everybody. They see all this lightning and hear the thunder clap at the same
It's totally
time.
the wrong order, though. The lightning's
No,
got
it's
to
the same
control
time.
the thunder.
But if
This
there's
is-
thunder and then lightning and then more thunder, it seems that you can't know. You know, it's
So confusing, but I want to do
It's
it.
it's stormy. It could have happened.
yeah, exactly. And it is still raining quite hard.
I want to do it.
You can do it.
D20 to hit, right?
I think so. Breath weapon. You roll. Or no. Sorry, I roll. Apologies. So it's a DC of 8 plus your Constitution modifier, which is what?
Oh, my Constitution modifier is 1.
Okay, so it's +1 plus proficiency is 2, so 11. So I need to roll an 11 for both of these lads. So as not to be hit. Okay, one of them succeeds. So the one on the left is able to dodge out of the way of the lightning, but the other one is struck full force. So you
Okay.
roll 2d6.
Yes. 3 damage.
Hey, it's 3 damage. And so you, he gets shocked by the lightning and then sort of stumbles backwards. And is that your turn? You can move.
You know
if
what?
want.
For funsies, I'm gonna real quick as my action.
That is
take
your
a-
action. The breath action is your action.
What's the other thing I can do then? Just move. Only
Move.
move. Oh no, I'm good. Sorry. I thought you could, like, do something and attack.
No, you're good.
Patty, some things that you can do might be labeled as bonus actions, and you can do those as well.
Yeah.
Or one of them, at least.
Okay. I don't have those things, so. But now I know that if it doesn't say that, then isn't that. Got it.
So, yes, Dangers. You got Kitten there?
Yes.
Good, very good.
She's vibing.
She's vibing.
She's like pretending to sleep on my lap.
All right, it's the guards' turn. So the guards... Oh, this song rocks. The guards, of which there are 4 left, the 2 at the gallows sort of steal their place and then turn around and see the ones to the north and run over to them and attempt to swing at those guys. Both hit. We'll call it this. One of the guards, who looks kind of more steadfast than the others, swings and chops off the head of the one on the right in one fell stroke, just immediately, whoosh, and then sort of brings his blade back to his side. He looks fucking cool. And then the other one sort of takes a diagonal slash and does make a big gash in the guy, but he stumbles backwards. And then the other 2 guards go towards the 2 that Patty just tried to do breath on. And
Hey, I succeeded.
You what? Oh, you succeeded.
I succeeded.
And they swing. They also both succeed. Where's the die? I was just rolling there. The same thing happens. The one that you had already done the breath on is finished off, a slice through the chest. And then the other one swings and hits the other one, and he staggers backwards. And it is now the cultist's turn. So, the cultist with the bow draws and fires at Danny. Or Lucius, pardon me. Does a 16 hit you?
It does not.
Wait, is that the right number? It's 15 plus... Dangers, what's your short bow added bonus for attack bonus?
Attack bonus +6.
Okay, and your dexterity is what?
+5. That's 20.
Okay. Yeah, so he misses you, Danny. Past your head.
Who's Danny?
Lucius. And he backs up and knocks another arrow. He backs up 20 feet into the shadows. And then the one that's still alive near you, Grum, swings at one of the guards with his blade. He hits, and he cuts, and right along the neck of this guard. He grasps for air and collapses and dies. And then there is the one guard at the north, the one cultist at the north, who's going to swing at the guard there. He hits. And he kills one of the guards, the one that didn't do the very impressive thing. And slices at him, and he also falls dead. And so now it's remaining is the one guard in the north, one guard in the south, and then the cultist with the arrows by Lucius, one cultist by Grum, and one cultist at the north. And it is now Gouger's turn.
Back to me. All right. I'll start by moving into the gallows, like right in the middle, kind of where Caius is.
Sure.
Wait, Caius get their turn?
I'm after you.
After. Okay. So, yes. Move into the middle.
Okay.
To the gallows. Face the south, where Grum is shouting lightning at people. And I will attack with my short bow again on the remaining cultists there.
Sure.
11 plus 6 is 17.
Oh, yeah, that's a hit.
Plus, yeah.
That's a hit, all right.
Plus the D4, too, from Bless.
Yep.
It hasn't mattered for Gouger.
Just keep on getting 20s, you know? And then for damage, 3 plus 4 is 7.
He's dead. The arrow strikes true into his noggin, just, and he falls backwards.
All right.
And yeah.
On top of that,
Yeah.
just because I can, I'm going to attempt to hide in the gallows, like underneath.
Okay, I believe you roll stealth.
Yes, I do. Oh, that was a bad roll, but my stealth is good, so 12 total.
Plus D4? Wait, no, it was on attack
Plus-
and saving throws, so never mind. It's 12.
Yeah.
You sort of hide behind one of the posts a little bit. And it is Caius' turn.
So, was that the last cultist that died? Or just the one nearest us?
They're dead in the south. The one with the bow in the east is alive, and there's one in the north that's alive.
Alright, I want to peek out from between the gallows,
Sure.
and then I want to take my longbow and try to snipe at the cultist with the longbow.
Sure.
If I do that. And then I don't have plus, because I just gave everyone else plus. 16, is that it?
Yep.
Then from the 1d8, that is 5.
And this is, you hit the one with the bow earlier, right, Gouger?
I did.
So this kills him. It hits him in his neck, and he, again, tries to wrestle it free, but in pulling it out, pulls out part of his throat and then falls to the ground and dies. So now it's just the cultist in the north, and unless you want to move Caius, then it's Lucius's turn.
No, I'll stay.
Lucius, all you?
Can I reach this guy from where I'm standing? Can I, approach him?
You can get very close.
Okay. Close enough to be at sword's distance?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Then I will do just that, and I will attack with my longsword. I roll a big fat 2, but I have some extra things to add, so it's going to be my strength and proficiency, which is 5, so 7, and then I'm going to cash in on that d4, and I rolled a 1, so 8.
You miss. You misjudged the distance just a little bit. Pythagoras he was not on your side here, and you swung and you were short. And it is now Grum's turn.
So
Hey, was that even with the bless buff?
Yep. I did not roll well.
Who's left? I know
Just the one
cult-
cultist in the north. So
Oh.
he's 40 feet from you.
Okay. I would like to take a 10-foot running start with a javelin to throw it at 30-foot range.
Love that.
Just like an
Yep.
Olympic.
Yup.
Amazing.
Yep. I'm the Olympian. We're doing it.
Fantastic.
That gives me extra advantage on my roll because of the running start, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You roll d20, add the attack bonus, and then also roll a d4 from Bless.
Okay. Got a total of... Oh, that was the wrong die. 10.
So you rolled the d20, added 3,
Yep.
added a d4, and you got 10?
You got to 10.
I got 10, yeah.
Nice.
So it's a miss.
Can I? Yeah, okay.
And you cast the javelin, and it just looks so cool. Everyone is in kitten.
I've been practicing my javelin throw.
Everyone's in
Thank you.
awe. You throw it really far. You just misjudged the distance in the wrong way, and you threw it too far, and it lands on a roof of a nearby building.
How far away is that?
Oh yeah, you gotta retrieve these motherfuckers, huh?
Yeah.
It's far. It's just next to him, but on the roof to his right. If you had someone hoist you up, you could get it.
Well, I guess I'll close in 20 of the 30 feet
Okay.
towards the javelin.
And it is the guard's turn. And the sick guard, who is at the front, he, seeing all his colleagues dead around him, sort of steels himself and, goes like this and just roars. He's like, ah! and then just swings the sword at the last cultist. And there's rain pouring down, the blood dripping from his face from the previous cultist. And he hits. And he slices once, and then the guy's dead and flailing, and then he slices again, and then he jabs in the center and picks the guy up on the sword and just throws him to the ground.
Attaboy.
Damn.
Join our team.
And
No, he's trying to kill us.
he roars again. He sheathes his sword and clasps his hands. He goes, "Duh!" And then he runs to the gallows, and he points at all four of you, and he's like, "To me, now."
I feel no choice but to obey this guy.
To me, that's great. So is he an enemy,
No.
or is the battle over?
And it seems like he has something to say to you. All the cultists are dead.
Is he one of the ones that was holding us, or was he one of the guys messing with the gallows?
He was one of the guys messing with the gallows.
Okay.
Can you take it off tooth and claw so we can approach this guy without our weapons out?
Sure.
Thank you.
I was thinking about it, but then I was like, it's kind of epic. But here, we'll get a more hype thing than this.
Ah!
That's not it. There we go.
All right, so I would like to ask Lucius to hoist me up to the building that he's still standing next to.
Sure. Yeah.
So I can retrieve my javelin real quick and put it in my pack next to the pork shoulder I still have from that one dude's shop. And
Can I just do this, or do I need to?
Yeah, you're fine. You're able to get it quickly. You hoist him up, you grab the javelin, and you are able to make it to the gallows.
Good. Sorry, I had to grab my javelin, guy.
It's not. It's not a problem. It's fine. I'd like to speak with all of you. All of my friends are clearly dead, which is greatly unfortunate. But I was the lieutenant here, and now I'm the captain of Salis of Cilicia, I suppose. He's trying to gather himself. He's like, so much adrenaline is pumping through his body. And he says, my name's Callum Kolar. I guess I'm the captain now, like I said. Clearly, you lot are innocent if the Green Hand was trying to kill you, and that woman was saying all those times that the book was stolen by these people.
So we're chill?
He says, where are you going? What is next for you?
What's this guy's name again? I'm sorry.
Callum.
What was his first name?
Callum.
What's his last name?
Kolar.
Okay, so he's Captain Callum Colmar.
Captain Callum Kolar.
Captain Callum Kolar.
Yeah.
Captain Callum Kolar.
Captain Callum Kolar. All right. Well, Captain Callum Kolar,
Yes, that's my name.
we were on our way into town for a nice rest when we were attacked. And then we were brought to the gallows, and this whole kerfuffle took place. I'm sorry about your men, but your men did put a sword hilt into my beautiful head.
For what it's worth, I didn't... this was not part of, like, my scheme or anything. Like, I really thought you guys were innocent. I believed that the whole time. This woman, Shimmy, said that it was those men that stole the books, and I believed her from the start, but I was not the captain. I don't make the decisions.
Well, hey, Captain. Thanks for helping us out there.
He outstretches his hand to clasp with yours, Grum. He says, can we let bygones be bygones? I'll put in good word for you wherever you're going.
I say you're a hell of a fighter. Or Grum says, you're a hell of a fighter. And they clasp hands.
And
Well,
it's like
no.
a very fightery shake. He's got a very
yeah.
firm grip.
It's the Dylan, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, exactly. It is the... Dylan, you son of a
Dylan, you
bitch.
son of a bitch. Yeah,
I love that movie with all my heart.
good. You should.
Now that we're all rightly chummed and we've made amends, might I get myself a bed? Maybe some beer?
He says, I don't see why not. We should be able to get you nice accommodations in the Furrowed Fletching. From what I gather, you're well respected there anyway. I'll foot it. I'll foot the bill.
That's very kind of you.
He says, It's on the military police's time. There are good men in this force, I promise. I'm not the only one, but we seem to be a bit few and far between these days, but I'll do what I can.
What convinced you guys that we were guilty in the first place? Where did that come from?
He says, can we take this inside, perhaps, outside, out of the rain?
For sure. Let's go.
So you guys are able to quickly make it to the Furrowed Fletching, where you go inside. Inside the Furrowed Fletching, he calls over the owner of the Furrowed Fletching, whose name is... He says, Timon, my good man, come hither, please. And Timon walks over, the same barkeep from before. And he's like, Lieutenant Callum, how can I help you? He's like, actually, it's Captain now, as time would have it. Also, there's some bodies on the street I'll have to take care of later, but right now, get these men drink and a bed on my dime. Put it on my tab. And Timon says, right away. And he goes and gets you guys drinks. He brings you all ales and gives you a room key to a proper room this time.
Not a hidden one.
No, with 4 beds.
I would ask to see the menu again, but I don't want to break the game, so I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Is this the same bar?
I have it up. I have the menu up.
Is this the same bar with the same menu?
It's the same menu, except the special is different tonight.
Oh, the special is different. What's the special tonight?
Well, it's not the pork belly anymore, because the pork belly was the special last night. So tonight and this afternoon, the mutton is the special.
Your finest mutton, please, barkeep. 2, since it's on this lovely man's tab.
And he's like, okay, well, I'm not made of cash.
Well, I'm not made of invincible, and your men attack.
He's like, very well, 2 mutton. And he brings you the mutton.
Delicious.
Delicious.
So
They do fine work here.
just in the interest of time, if you guys have any questions for him, now be the time. But other than that, he just asks, where you're going, what your plan is.
Well, yeah, he was about to tell us why we were suspected in the first place with such vigor that they would ambush us in the forest and go to hang us without a trial.
Well, Lord Brinswin is the head of us. He's very keen on stopping anything that would be against the ways of Columnos these days, in the far reaches of the land. The East is sort of the power these days, and we've sort of been on order, the captains have, from what I gather, that we should just really arrest anyone that's suspected of wrongdoing pretty fast, and the gallows is a pretty quick assumption these days. Only to try to keep the peace, because things have been a little unruly recently, what with the rise of evidently all these cultists. And talk of civil unrest. Things are hairy, to say the least. So, we thought it was you, so.
I feel compelled to warn him, since he is part of the Columnus police, that his city may be targeted next. The shrine to Lefny in your city.
I know it well.
The hero. Yes. There are similar shrines all across Soule, and so far 5 out of the 6 have fallen to dark magic, and Columnus is the only one that has stood so far. So you should send word along to have extra security around it in the capital.
I'll use the quick channels. Very good, very good, very good. This is troubling. Are you going east?
Borrow my phone.
Yes, we are on our way to Tiber at the moment.
Tiber.
To handle one of those shrines.
Very well, very well. I'll send word to Columnos. We guards have a sort of system we're able to communicate quite rapidly. It's a piece of magic we're bestowed upon once we graduate from the academy. We can sort of communicate in these channels, so I'll send word. It takes concentration, but this evening I can do that. So you're going east, I can let those know at the bridge that you're coming and that you're no longer a threat, because we did have, we did immediately, since you were gone, say that you 4 were at large and a problem. So we will fix that post haste.
Yes, feel free to use those quick channels.
The quickest.
Yeah, use those quick channels.
The quickest. They're the fastest.
The fast channels?
Well, they're the quickest.
But are they fast?
Oh, so fast.
It's good. It's good to have quick, fast.
I tire. It's been a long day.
We're talking about channels right now, Caius. Channels.
So yeah. I mean, he's like, would you guys like to get some rest? I can get out of your hair and start sending this on the quickest channels.
I would very much like to.
Very well. You know, just in interest of time, you know, you're quickly able to go up, go to bed. You get a long rest. All your health is recovered. All your abilities are recovered. You have all your items and everything. It's a hearty rest. And when you awake and you head downstairs, Tim and Tybin, who's the owner of and proprietor of Furrow Fletching, has a note for you. And he gives it to who's first down the stairs, who's the earliest to rise. Early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise.
Well, it's not me.
I'll assume the first.
Sure. So
being
Caius,
down
you come down the stairs, and there's a plate of eggs and toast and bacon. There's 4 plates, and so each of you are able to sit down and start eating. And he hands Caius this note, and the note is signed from Callum, and it says, "The men who were killed don't need their horses anymore. Perhaps you will be luckier masters." And outside, hooked to the stable area in front of the Furrow Fletching, are 4 horses. He says, "This plate of food is on behalf of Lord Brinswin. He sends his regards and apologies for the wrongdoings." And Lord Brinswin, for what it's worth, is the leader of Columnos. So you can't gather whether it was actually Lord Brinswin who sent this, or whether Captain Callum is just trying to, make it seem like, appease what's going on. But you have eggs, toast, and bacon, and 4 horses.
Yeah.
Delicious.
I have a bit of a meta question. Can horses support people who are wearing full chainmail armor?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure I don't have to take this off because
I'm pretty sure it's fine.
Okay.
Horses can carry tons of stuff.
Cool.
So if no one is around me when I'm handed this note, I would like to call down everyone, Grum, Gouger, Lucius, and inform them of the great news.
I'm still asleep. Yeah, dragging out of bed.
I feel informed.
You're all informed. You all eat and manage to get on your horses, and the world is your oyster.
All right.
Oh, speaking of oysters.
Oh!
I'll keep those.
no.
I'll keep those for another time.
And truly, I've said what I've said, but this is an open world adventure ostensibly. At this point, as table talk, I can reveal that to you. I recommend you go east. It's been recommended by characters that you go east. You could. Oh, we're getting spring.
Whoa.
Please don't do this.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
It was the menu.
Who asked to see the menu?
Y'all just had to get the mutton.
You're looking okay right now, adef.
Okay.
Yep.
I have closed Spotify. I've closed tabs. Why is this happening?
Oof. Discord's messing up too. Try closing and reopening Discord. Sometimes Discord can memory leak.
Okay. Everything seems okay now that I have closed those things. Sorry about this, guys. My computer is really taking a beating on this thing here. I'm going to disable preview here. I'm going to count on you guys in the chat here to let me know when Discord opens if everything's okay. Discord is opening. Sorry about this, guys.
I opened it in Firefox and it was taking 3% and running totally smoothly.
Why
Completely
does Google
inexplainable.
Chrome eat so much fucking RAM?
I don't know. It's crazy.
But it works so good. So.
Oh, I'm in the bottom right now.
Ah. Hello.
We have to all like.
We have to line up in formation.
Things are still a little bit laggy on Discord's end. I know this
your
sucks. I know
too.
this sucks, but let's end the video call and just do voice from here on out.
Okay.
If that helps.
How much longer are we going?
Maybe a little under an hour or an hour.
Oh.
Is that okay?
Holy. I am heading to a barbecue soon.
Okay.
So-
Well, let's jump into voice call and we'll make it happen.
Okay.
So
Sounds good.
and stop sharing video, everyone.
Sure.
Okay, is it still happening?
Your stream looks smooth.
Okay, I'm letting
Your
it
voice-
settle. Okay, guys, so unfortunately we're not going to have... Okay, why is this struggling so much? Oh my god. Just going to let it settle a little bit. Okay, I think everything's okay. I think we're in the clear. Can you hear me okay, boys?
Yeah.
you got
Yep, that's fine.
Okay, guys, I'll work on fixing this. I think I totally forgot that I'm still streaming at 60, even though I should definitely stream at 30 for this.
That'll help.
Yeah, I didn't think about that because I'm a dummy, but we should be good. So let's move forward. So yeah, like I was saying, this is a very open world adventure. So you can go wherever you want, though definitely, the East is what I quote unquote recommend, I guess.
Well, in order to even get to the east, we have to cross the bridge, and I mean, we have to see if this guy makes good on his word with letting us through. I would assume.
Yeah.
I like that lad, that Captain Calamide Cabastus. Let's head east to the bridge.
Okay, great. So it's a day's ride east, or rather, hang on, I have the actual... Yeah, I have the descriptions. All right, we were all flustered, but now I have descriptions and I can give you all the info. The ride east is relatively uneventful as you clear the rains and from the previous night and reach the afternoon sun as it shines above the plains of Shalane which stretch before the rift. As you near the center of the land, you begin to see it, the rift. The deep, expansive crags and the rocky outcroppings which flower the top of the rift are visible from a great distance. The grass beneath the horses' hooves turns to craggy, rough ground, seemingly untouched by rains or fertile soil in hundreds of years, yet still incredibly firm from the blast which devastated this part of the nation during the Cataclysm. Not only that, but you're able to see the bridge as you approach it. The massive, white, finely made limestone structure and the statues which surround it catch the sunlight and start to cause you to squint. As you get closer, though it doesn't require you to be much closer, as the statues are nearly 100 feet tall, you begin to be able to see more clearly the features of these enormous statues that encircled the bridge. There are 6 statues that surround the bridge on all sides as the corners of a sort of like hexagonal shape. They're each about 100 meters from the bridge. So there's, I'll explain them here. Each statue's back faces the bridge, its face turned to the realm which the heroes of old protected 400 years ago. The statue nearest you represents a face all too familiar by this point. Solis's wavy hair and leaf-laden breastplate now on a 100-foot-tall masterpiece. To the left, you see a statue facing northwest of a large male dragonborn, and to your right, facing southwest, one of a rather stern-looking halfling. Behind them lay the expansive bridge, which measures at nearly 2 miles long. Not a sight for sore eyes itself, its gorgeous sprawling white design matches the length of the rift from end to end, at this, which is its thinnest section. I'm actually going to close this and pull it up on my phone. Okay. So I won't have Twitch chat anymore, unfortunately. But I will be able to pull up, I think... Nope, I didn't share it with myself on the other accounts. Alright, well, I'll just pull it back up then. Please don't crash. Cheers, it opened. And I'll pull Twitch chat back up. Great. Okay, sorry about this, guys. Such a nightmare. I really will spend the next 2 weeks trying to fix this. But we move on. Boys, you still here? You still raring to go?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Yep.
raring.
Okay, great. Everybody in the chat, sorry about this. Again, we'll get the technical difficulties sorted in the next 2 weeks. I ask that you post smiles. Any smilers? Any smilers in the chat? So you now find yourself at the foot of the bridge, at the head on the western side. And a man approaches you. And there's sort of like a post, a wooden post. And by post, I mean like a guardhouse almost. And there are some guards in there, but there's one guard in golden armor, like golden encrusted. It's the same armor the other military police have been wearing, but his is like golden encrusted. And he walks up to you, and he says, "Halt! A dragonborn, a tiefling, a kenku, and a half-elf. So these are the unsightly four we were told to look out for. You don't look like much, do you? Our first orders were to kill you on sight, but now we have new word, apparently, that you were innocent the whole time. Something about some faction of green-cloaked individuals you disposed of. This all sounds like a load of bullshit to me. I'm not sure Lord Brinswind would want your type of people wandering the east. Why exactly should I let you pass?"
Because you were ordered to. Now let us pass.
You want to roll... Are you trying to intimidate him, or what are you trying to do? Persuade him, maybe?
We could do intimidation, sure.
Roll that.
13.
He says, I'm sorry, I must have I must have fallen asleep for a moment. Are you trying to intimidate Major Ralish Terrell of the Columnosian military police? Do you know who I am? Do you know what I've done, or are you just some blabbering piece of garbage?
I want to intimidate.
Okay, what do you want to say?
I want to say, I have no idea who you are. Now let us pass.
Okay.
I roll this, and I get, where is it? Roll a 14.
He puts his hand on his sword and he's like, "Are we, I know we're not, but are we going to have a problem here?"
Depends on if we get to pass over the bridge.
I plan to persuade him, and I say, "Now, we've been told about these great channels, and surely you've received this information from, a captain, a noble source. Surely you can be persuaded to let us go."
Roll persuasion.
18 plus 3 is 21.
Good God. He says, "You know of the channels."
Of course.
We
Now,
hit that fast.
This is a
They're
man
very
of
quick.
knowledge. Very well. Yes, I mean, I did. Apparently a new captain, Callum, Coca-Cola,
Calamari.
his name, Captain Callum Calamari, thank you. He told me that you would be coming and that all was well. But apparently, you knew about the channels. If he told you about the channels, you must be trustworthy. Well, I'll take you to the center, I guess. Follow me. And he begins to walk slowly, and he says, please get off your horses. The weight onto the horseshoes may damage the bridge. It's a very sturdy bridge, but we like the top to look pretty, so maybe don't be on the horses while you're on, if that's okay.
Would reluctantly descend upon my horse. From my horse.
Descend on the horse. I will also get off of my horse begrudgingly. I do not like this man who speaks but does not act.
Okay. So you guys are walked to the center of the bridge, and so you get to the center, and he says, "All right, well, I walk you to the center. I'm sure you can walk in a straight line the rest of the way. The guards at the other end will know through the channels to let you pass. Good day to you." And he starts.
Hold on.
He turns. He says, "What?
Why do you have to walk us to the center? Why are you? I'm confused."
We have a 2-point signal, all right? So I have to physically be seen walking them to the middle to show that I have chosen to let you across, and then I must also tell them via the channels when I am on the other side.
What if we get there first?
Then you'll wait. Are you stupid? Are you a stupid person?
Go on your way, and we will go on ours.
Very well. And he begins to walk the other way, and suddenly, God, I wish I could make Spotify work, but I'm so nervous that it will destroy my computer if I try to open it. So imagine some interesting, intriguing music filling your ears. Suddenly, something incredibly quick, like so quick moving, seems to catch the sun and reflect into your eyes for a moment before it strikes the gap in between Major Terrell's right forearm bracers, and then a second, third, and pierces into his neck, in between his breastplate and his neck chainmail and his waist. Something very small, but it catches the light, and he sort of staggers for a moment. He's like, "What the hell was that?" He's grasping at where the things were, and then he just and falls unconscious onto the ground. And there is a voice behind you, and I have to remember what he sounds like because I don't have the document open, so give me 1 second here. I know I wrote it down. Oh, it was a character I chose. It's important. This guy's interesting, so it's important to me that he sound right. All right, I have it here. Four little heroes emerge from the forest. That voice is behind you. Then immediately the same voice is to your right. Immediately. Knocked on the head by silly little guards. And then now immediately on your left. And you catch a small glimpse of like a purple trail and maybe some smoke on your right. What did those four learn in the woods? And now instantly again you see some purple smoke on your left as you turn your head in a purple streak. And then immediately there's someone sitting in front of you on the edge of the bridge, sort of just sitting, twiddling his feet, and his back is to you. It's a very slender figure, about 20 feet ahead of you, and he's garbed in this dark cloak lined on the inside with purple. And he says, "And what will those pesky four do now that they're crossing the bridge?" And he turns to you and get a good glimpse of his face, and he says, "I, for one, cannot wait to see what they'll do next." You now see the face of a human man with deep red eyes and somewhat tan skin looking deep into your own eyes. His long, dark cloak with the purple lining drapes along the side of the bridge on which he sits and partially reaches his dark boots beneath his slim black pants, adorned with several daggers with curved hilts. And there's wraps around each of his legs and on his arms with countless long needles rested in each of their own little holsters. That must have been what he was throwing before at the Major. Looking at the Major's unconscious body, you now see what caught your eyes before were these needles, thrown from God knows where, with how quick this man was. And he says, "But are they strong enough to do what must be done?" And now everyone will roll initiative. This will be the last thing we do, Patrick. You still good on time, buddy?
Yeah, good. No, we don't have to hurry or thing.
Okay, cool. Well, this was
It's big chilling.
This is what we had planned anyway, so it's all good.
Got
Okay.
an 11 for Lucius.
Okay, Caius.
At a 3.
17
Okay,
for Gouger.
and Grum.
16.
Okay. It is Gouger's turn first.
We are looking at a kind of wispy wizard type, right? And that is all we see?
He's just this like slender ninja-like looking guy who's somehow been able to quickly move from place to place.
How far away right now?
20 feet.
On the bridge with us?
Mm-hmm. And he's sitting on the edge to your right.
Okay. And
Like
we're
the
just
raised
kind of-
edge of the bridge.
Yeah. Like the ledge, yeah.
Also, gamers, if you're just now joining in, obviously you'll see that our boys don't have any screens. We had some technical difficulties, so we're continuing audio only, the classic medium, for just the end of the adventure session here. But we'll get it fixed for next session, and is currently Gouger's turn.
And what are the details of the bridge? Is there anything of note, or is it rather plain looking?
It's very pretty and catches the sunlight nicely. It's this beautiful limestone that's super white, but there's not really anything that interesting per se besides the two sides of it to your right and left that are sort of 4 feet off the ground.
And it's well kept.
Very well kept. And it's huge on the bottom. It's this enormous bridge that spans, I think I said 2 miles? Yeah, 2 miles.
And how far across, approximately?
You're a mile across.
Ooh. We're a mile across, but like from side to side, how wide is the bridge?
Oh. I would say 60 feet.
Okay.
The big old bridge.
It's huge.
We don't know anything about this guy, but I'm curious. I want to ask who this figure is. Where did he come from?
He says, well, first of all, where are you going? Cotton Eye Joe. But
Yeah. Where did you come from? Where did you go?
He says, have you been in a battle before? Do you know how this works?
Well, I think that sparked a little bit in me, so I draw my bow and I take a shot.
Okay.
Why not? 8 plus 6 is 14.
That is a miss. So you fire, and he sort of like moves just a little bit, and it flies right where he just was.
Gotcha.
And you can move if you'd like.
I can move. I can also use my cunning action to hide, even though there's not very many places aside from my.
You could hide around
compatriots.
like the horses, maybe.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll use that. I need a stealth roll, I suppose.
Yeah, we'll do a stealth roll. Yeah.
22. I'm hidden, I think.
You are incredibly well hidden behind one of the horses on the far left side.
Excellent.
And it is now. That was Gouger. It's Grum's turn, but our good old Grum is using the restroom, so we'll skip ahead to Lucius.
I'm here.
Oh, Grum's here. Okay.
Everything's bad. Okay. Just in time.
It's your turn.
Okay. Phew.
He's still just sitting on the side of the bridge. Oh, you had headphones
Yes.
in, probably.
Yeah. I guess I will attempt to hit him with a hand axe.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw it.
All right.
Let's see. Oh. Well, I rolled an 8
It won't be enough.
total. Yep. Mhm.
So you, and he catches it and sets it down on the bridge beside him.
That was nice of him.
And it is now Lucius's turn.
All right. From watching my friends attempt to attack this guy, do I gain the notion that my ability to hit him might be tied to his speed?
No, he does. I will tell you, he does have a proper armor class.
Okay, gotcha. Well, in that case, I will cast a Divine Smite with a level 1 and attempt to hit him
Okay.
with my longsword. Sorry.
All right.
So I rolled a 12.
That does not hit.
No.
So you attempt to use this divine smite, and he dodges with relative ease. and it is now his turn. Unless you'd like to move.
Oh, I'm sorry. Divine Smite is something I cast on hit. It's something that I cast when I know that I've hit him.
Oh, okay. So you missed
So-
anyway.
Yeah, so if I had hit him, I would have cast Divine Smite, but I did not.
Okay, sure. We can mulligan that. That's fine. So it's now his turn, and he first he snaps his fingers and he disappears, and then Gouger, he appears right in front of you. He's making direct eye contact with you. And
me in my hidden state?
yes,
Oh, damn.
and he says he's like, "This is so good. Did you think you could hide from me? That's so funny." And then he hops up onto the horse you're on and hits it on the butt, and it starts galloping. And then as it's galloping, he sort of turns it and halts it, and it's right in front of you guys, and he throws needles at all of you. He throws a needle at all of you. So I'm going to roll for everyone. So Grum first does a 19 hit.
No, it does. Yeah, it does.
Lucius does a 21 hit. Yep.
Jesus.
Gouger does an 8 hit you.
No.
Okay. And Caius does a 16 hit you.
Yes.
My
Okay.
hiding worked after all.
The horse you're just like crouched down and the horse is gone. So you're hiding behind nothing.
Nothing.
Grum, you take, oh boy, this lad. Oh my god. Grum, you take 13 damage.
Damn, dude.
Bro.
There's like this, you feel an agent. There's some kind of like poisonous agent on the needle. It's not staying in you because you know the needle immediately falls out and then it's sort of gone, but you feel this piercing, and that's what the extra damage is from.
Oh, huh.
Lucius, you take 11.
Oh, boy.
Man.
And Caius, you take 11.
Okay.
And remember, everyone was at full health.
Yep.
I was not.
No, you were.
Yeah,
you
you
took
were.
a long rest.
Oh yeah.
So, and 3 of them, and the one misses Gouger just barely. And he sits down on the horse now, sort of like the way Skull Kid just sort of like has Epona at the beginning of Majora's Mask. He's just sitting on the horse like it's his, and he's laughing. He's like, this is great. I'm really enjoying this. And it is now Caius's turn.
I'm going to dash over to the barbarian. I'm going to cast Cure Wounds, which he can heal a 1d8 plus my modifier, so +2.
I will roll.
Yeah.
Nice. I rolled 5, so 7 total.
Mm-hmm.
I
Nice.
have 12 now.
Grum, you feel a surge of health enter your body. The poison feeling sort of wades and you feel good. Or fades, rather. And it is now Gouger's turn again.
My turn again. I'm curious if I can maybe get the horse to bring him over here, just in an instant. Call the horse over. See if I can get the horse's attention. To
Let's
bring
say
him
that you
within
did teach the
distance.
horses the call.
Yes. Okay.
Let's just,
The horses-
I like that a lot. So let's
For the
say
sake-
that, yeah.
I use my call.
Very good. Roll. Let's roll.
Would that be animal handling?
Yeah, let's do animal handling. That's a good call.
14.
The horse turns to you and starts slowly walking towards you.
All right.
And that will be your action, so you can still move if you want.
I can still move. I can still hide.
Yeah, you can still do a bonus action.
Yeah, I mean, we'll try hiding again, even though he laughed at me last time I tried it. Oh, I don't think I'm hiding this time. So that was
Your
12.
horse
It was a 12.
12, yeah, you're unable to hide anywhere reasonably, so you sort of give up
Okay.
on it.
Yep.
And it is now Grum's turn.
So I'm gonna try something a little crazy. But big bad Grum, too slow for this little fast guy. So Grum is gonna just calmly and collected just walk towards this horse that this guy's sitting on and laughing at. And I am going to attempt to lay my left hand on
On the horse?
the man's.
Okay. And what are you attempting to do?
I'm attempting to call upon the power of
Solace.
thank you. I was blanking. Call upon the power of Solace through my left hand, see if that does anything. Because this guy's clearly the same purpley greeny man's.
So you place your hand on him, and there's no reaction. He looks at you, and he's like, "Do none of you know what battle is like? You're treating this so strangely."
I look at him and I say, "I just wanted to know how your cloak felt. It looks great."
It's made of the finest materials. And he hops off the horse. Lucius, it's your turn.
Oh, I would like to.
Oh,
how
yeah,
far
sure.
away was?
He was, so the horse started running away, turned like 10 feet in front, and then he came, so like 5 feet away from you, 6 feet maybe.
Okay, I would like to frown and then slowly walk back to exactly where I was.
Okay. Lucius, it's your turn.
All right. I'm going to cast Thunderous Smite again, and I will try to hit him with my longsword.
Does Thunderous Smite emanate around you?
Thunderous Smite says...
Because it's like, it causes thunder that everyone hears for 300 feet,
yes,
right?
300 feet.
I will
That's
tell
right.
you, you will startle all the horses.
That's true. Well, I mean, the horses... I feel like I trust the horses to not commit suicide over the edge of the bridge.
Okay.
And we've got soldiers on either end to intercept.
Sure.
So, am I standing in a direction where if the horses run away from me, they'll go in the direction that we want to go?
Yes. They're all
Okay.
facing forwards.
Perfect. So I will cast Thunderous Smite with
Okay.
secure in my knowledge that the horses will be okay.
All right.
And I rolled a 16-21 to hit.
It hits.
All right.
Holy boy, you hit him!
We got
I
him.
hit him. Oh my god, this guy can take damage. Well, we'll see if he can take damage. I rolled for damage. Let's see, 2d6. And a d8 is, oh boy, we got 16 damage.
Hell yeah.
And he needs to do a strength saving throw, or else he is pushed 10 feet away from me and knocked prone. And he's spell
What's the
save
DC?
is against it's a big one. 17.
He rolled a 19.
What?
Damn!
Dang.
I mean, yeah. So he is struck still and takes how much? 17 damage? 16 damage?
16 damage.
He takes a hearty blow and is off the horse, obviously, still, and the horses, like, grum, 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 take off as fast as they can towards the other end of the bridge. And now he's sort of startled and moving backwards, but still holding his own. Would you like to move?
No, I will stay right where I am.
Okay, so he now sort of starts inching towards the edge of the bridge, and he climbs up onto the edge very quickly, and he turns around to you and says, well, that was fun, wasn't it? I really must be going now, you 4 little heroes in training, until we meet again. Oh, by the by, you could call me Z. And then he backflips off the bridge, and as he's halfway through the arc of his backflip, he poofs into purple smoke and is gone.
Well, that's weird.
What the heck was that?
Standing there in silence, blinking. Wow, that was weird.
Are
That
we
must have been Salar.
are we feeling the effects of these weird needles at all?
No, you're okay. He clearly did not coat them as much as he could have, or something like that.
Damaged. But
I'm gonna
okay.
go. I'm gonna go over to the guard that is asleep.
The major?
Assuming the major, the captain Colombo.
No, the Captain Callum was
Oh, he's
from
back.
Salis.
Yeah.
This is a different
Major,
guy.
Major asshole. Yeah. So I'm gonna try and wake up Major asshole with a nice solid slap across the face. Not too hard, like I'm trying to hurt him.
He wakes and he says, "What has happened?"
Well, Major, if someone had told you through your quick channels to dodge the needles, maybe you would know what happened. Major.
He says, "They're not that quick."
We were attacked by someone who's gone. Our horses have been sent most likely to the other side. Please, quickly go back to the other side, and through your channels of quickness and fastness, tell the guards that we're coming and that they need to stop our horses. Time is of the essence.
No, I have told them just now through the channels that that the horses should be stopped. It's all I could get out. This is not great. If you could assist me in getting to the side you're going to, I'll just tell them in person what they need to know.
Sure.
Also, are you aware of crazy ninja people ambushing people on your bridge?
No, this is very new to me, and I'm not jazzed about it, if you're curious.
We're not, Major. Let's get going.
Okay. And you can easily sort of carry him. He's, this sort of underarm, arm over arm, but he's walking on his own kind of. And you make it to the end of the bridge, and he informs the guards that you guys should have safe passage, and that they're your horses. And the guards did stop the horses, they calmed them, and they're there for you to get onto.
Excellent.
And the major immediately goes into the guard hut that's there and goes to sleep.
Smart. I don't ever want to see him again.
I would like to ask any of the guards that are on that end of the bridge if they saw anyone, if they noticed or have ever seen anyone on the bridge that resembles Z.
I mean, there was a lot of commotion just now. We saw all that shit happening in the middle of the bridge with you guys, but I've never seen anybody like that. I've never heard of anybody like that. There are some words of, caravans being stopped and stolen from by a lone, quick, purple dash sort of thing. That seems like it fits this description, but only whispers here and there. I haven't heard much.
Where were these caravans, if you heard about it?
There was one in the west, one in the east, sort of traveling along the roads.
Okay. Well, what's the fastest way to Columbus?
You would go due southeast from here. Where are you going, by the way?
That's
My
a good question.
major said that you were trying to go to one of the eastern cities. Do you know which?
I think we're going to Tiber, straight to
You're
the
going to
hills.
Tiber?
Directly east, yes.
Sorry, I'm still embarrassed from that encounter earlier. I'm a
No,
little
it's
flustered.
okay. You also, for what it's worth for you guys, this is a moment where you can choose. You have pure choice if you want to go to Tiber or Shalos. Both are open to you. So, if you're dead set on Tiber, you can, but both are fine.
Well,
What do you guys think?
If we're trying to help as quickly as possible, we'll have to figure out how long it would take us to go over the hills through the forest into Tiber, or if we could just go alongside south to Columnos.
Well, I think the shrine in Columnos is okay so far, and the quick channels have told the guards there to be on watch.
Right, the quick channels.
Yeah, the quick
I hear
and fast
they're
channels.
They're fast, so I hear.
Yeah. So I think the nearest shrine to us that is still in need of aid is the one in Tiber.
And from there we can go to Shalos afterwards.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose let's hop on our horses and head to the hills.
He says, the guard is like, yeah, I mean, due east is going to be your fastest path to Tiber. You'll have to go through the highlands and then through the woods, but you can make it.
Is there a road through the hills that the horses will be able to handle?
Not really. there are small settlements with small sort of paved paths in between them. You should be able to find them pretty readily, but there are locals there that'll be able to help you better than I. I'm sorry, I'm stationed here.
Sure.
Then
thanks
eastward
for the
we
help.
travel.
What was that, Caius?
So just then let us go eastward. We don't really have anything to do here, do we?
I think you're right.
All right, well, as you gallop eastward towards the horizon, a new day, a new spirit, you feel a little shaken up from that battle you just encountered, definitely battered, but ready to take on whatever lies in front of you. That is where we will end episode 2 of Speedrunners and Dragons.
All right. We survived.
Not without technical error, though I probably, hopefully, fingers crossed, won't have to splice anything and can just upload this straight to YouTube. Thank you, everybody, for watching episode 2 of Speedrunners and Dragons. Please drop a follow to twitch.tv/alltheselads. You can type !follow in the chat if one of you boys wants to type that in real quick. And you can follow all 4 of those channels. Pretty please follow those boys. And follow here, too. I've been speedrunning some stuff recently, and we've got the next session of Speedrunners and Dragons in 2 weeks.
Wow.
It's my plug for myself. I'm very tired.
No, oh yeah, he can't teach. You can't teach chat.
Oh man.
Oh God. Oh fuck.
Twitch.tv/alltheselads.
Please clap.
Give 'em a follow. Please clap.
Please clap. But yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe. Consider subscribing and also following the channels where this happens live. We do this, like I said, every other Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern. And if you're on the Twitch viewership right now, then subscribe to the YouTube channel and catch anything you missed. I'm going to try to get the technical difficulties figured out before next session so we don't have to deal with this. I know I said that last time, but now I have the real wind at my back. Going to do it. And boys, first of all, Patrick, do you have a joke?
Only my sex life.
So we're reusing a joke that was stored from last... I expect better next time, okay?
It's going to be about my sex life again.
Well, as long as it's a continued joke, then I think it'll be okay.
Quick
Yeah,
channels and all that.
All right. Well, that's Patrick's joke. Boys, if you want to plug anything, anything you're working on, anything you're excited about, Dangers, we can start with you.
Sure. I mean, I've been doing a lot of Fall Guys stuff lately. Fall Mania happening on Thursday. Grand Pooh Bear's kind of big esports-like competition for Fall Guys. I'll be participating in that. Pretty cool. The production value on that is gorgeous. But yeah, I'll be participating in that. Otherwise, I've just kind of been going away at Fall Guys. I think it's been a fun little game. So come join me if you want.
Nice.
It's fun. Good times.
And Danny?
Yeah, I've been working on OOT any percent runs, and that scene is heating up a lot. There's been some new discoveries happening lately, and as OOT goes, there's always new discoveries, even when the run is 7 minutes long. I'm currently 1 second away from the world record, so I'm doing runs of that every time I stream for the foreseeable future. Hopefully we can take the record back.
Didn't you guys recently discover that GameCube was the fastest?
Yes. GameCube, for the very first time in the history of this 22-year-old game, is now the fastest way to play Ocarina of Time any percent. So that's exciting. And
Nice.
OOT and Master Quest have the exact same route, funny enough, because we don't go into any dungeons anymore, and they're the same game outside of the dungeons.
True.
There you go. And Patrick?
I like to smoke weed and play video games. I do that on my channel.
It's a good time.
It is a good time, especially for me.
And Bobby, what you got for us?
On my personal end of things, we're going back to retro speedrunning, trying to take top times in various Castlevania games. We just got the recent top time in the PS4 platform for Rondo of Blood, Maria only. So I'm looking to move to Richter to kind of like flesh it out. For the group sort of thing, this Friday, GDQ Hotfix will be debuting the first episode of Super Boss Brothers, which is a game show that me and Big John are hosting, where we pick 2 contestants and they duke it out in various win conditions and various games in a best of 7. And our good old Speedrunners and Dragons Dungeon Master adef will be taking on Glitchcat in a
Ooh.
best of 7 series. So will they have some games that might fit their favor? I mean, we all know that adef is pretty well rounded in Zelda and Mega Man and all that. So it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be our first episode, and you definitely don't want to miss a lot of the action this Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern on the Games Done Quick channel.
Definitely catch that. I'm super pumped for that. And this is the first time hearing that it's Glitchcat. That is going to be sick. I think that's going to be a great opponent. Sweet. Well, boys, thank you for joining as always. I'll ask to stay in the voice call just for a bit so we can plan some stuff. But for everyone watching at home, thank you. I don't know that I can do a raid right now. I'm not sure I can do that. So I think we're just going to let the stream lie. We're just going to let the boy breathe and shut her off. But thank you for watching as always. And good luck, good night, and good tidings.